I'm affiliated. 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 I'm affiliated with the folks. I'm affiliated with the Lords. I'm affiliated with the Stones. I'm affiliated with the Fours. I'm affiliated with the Bloods. I'm affiliated with the Crips. I'm affiliated with the Thugs. We affiliated with the shit. I'm affiliated. 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 I grew up in the streets and met some real niggas trying to find something to eat. And met some real bitches trying to find something to freak. Got the plug on the weed, the D got the plug on the heat. The beast, now we charging niggas for fee. We couldn't get free for nothing, now it's nothing for free. We used to get weed for hundreds, now we sell hundreds. So we used to come keep heat in the house, now we keep heat under the seat. Tripping come from under the seat, put your bitch ass under a sheet. Bitch, I'm from the G. We moved the nap and got the blood, now we thugging the peace. We got that bag and now we laugh when it come to the beef. These bitches used to swear to God they wouldn't fuck us for free. And now these hoes gone trying to suck us to sleep. Keep that yay outside, round with that K outside. Back when you can play outside, my niggas will stay outside. It's snow on my grave I ride. Every motherfucking day I grind. To the motherfucking day I die. Disrespect the way that I affiliate. I'm 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 affiliated with the folks. I'm affiliated with the Lords. I'm affiliated with the Stones. I'm affiliated with the Fours. I'm affiliated with the Bloods. I'm affiliated with the Crips. I'm affiliated with the Thugs. I'm affiliated with the shit. I'm affiliated. 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 Thru with the Lord got initiated. Thru with the game and the syndicated. I be the king got it vindicated. I'm with the shipment and gang gang. We on the streets on the chain gang. Blood and blood out of we gang bang. We all is one of the same thing. Don't let this nigga go bang bang. Blaza the shimmy the woo woo. GD the crip with the suwu. Keep your KK and phone now. Willie Lil Manny and Bo now. Affiliated we connected. Affiliated we respected. Bet I never disrespected. Bet we coming to correct it. Affiliated like Concord. Mid block be the vice lord. Rapified like a money bag. Almighty or a body bag. Bitch, you know we going global. Bitch, you know we ain't local. Global thugs, our color green. Anything else, Bodie.
Do it this way. She don't love you like the way that she says she does. She's free, tending. She don't wanna mess with your love, and I want you, need you, wanna hold you, caress you. So trust me with your heart, 'cause baby my love goes on and on. She's not like me. She don't really care for your heart. She's just like the other girls that you tried, and I know you need to be loved so true. So trust me with your heart, 'cause baby my love goes on and on. can love you. I can love you. I can love you, baby. I can love you. I can love you. I can love you, baby.
Love you, baby. I love you, baby. Everybody. I'm the only one that and it ain't nobody knew the problems because everybody's got them, but out of everybody's number, I'm the only one that calling, and it's a problem when I call them, and they acting like I stalled them. But sometimes I gotta take care of my business, be for y'all shit, but they see me in the mall, and yeah, it's looking like I'm balling, cause I'm walking while I'm talking on myself, on wrist is sparking, but I work hard for everything I got and gonna get regardless, and it's okay if I spend more of my money than on y'all shit. If it's family and they need it and I got it, they can get it. If it's my homies and I'm on it, when I see you, it's a given. But it gets to the point sometimes when I gotta say no. Like when I can't move how I wanna cause I gotta stay low. It ain't that I don't hustle or grind and I ain't got it no more. It's just the hustle and grind. I got not sometimes to go slow. So I gotta stack to make sure I got it for lady, you know. Just cause a nigga who a broke don't mean I gotta stay broke. But it seems like everybody's calling on you. But it seems like the way that the world around you's falling on you. When everybody's problem all revolve around you. But when you need somebody, only one around is you. When it seems like everybody's calling on you. When it seems like the way that the world around you's falling on you. When everybody's problem all revolve around you. But when you need somebody, only one around is you. Man, y'all already know what it is. It's boy Swar Boss Man. Shout out to Big on the track and Z on the camera snapping off him. Shout out to my brother G.I. Joe for the soothing beat in the collaboration on the album. Shout out to Solar Man, the commissioner, Solar Vision Debate League. Shout out to Knowledge Born Alive, Do the Knowledge Radio. Shout out to he said, hey, is this the same YouTube streets that chats and lean on no chat? I don't know. I don't be over there. Maybe Solar Man be over there. I don't know. Same YouTube street channel, same YouTube street chat. Thank you for coming through. Hope you subscribe and you post it up. Shout out to the AOY man, Goldman, Brandon Bay, Ampu, Pro Black, Wicked, Radical, Hurricane Katrina, the King James 13, and Ground Zero. Shout out to the judges, the peers, and shout out to the people of SVDL as y'all come and hit that like button. If you are in the YouTube street chat, make sure y'all subscribe to the Argument League. That is where the pre and post debate shows will be. Hold on. I just did something stupid. Hold on, I just did something stupid. What did I do? No. I can love you, baby. I can love you, baby. Okay, there you go. Let me get this for y'all. Here go the link. Here go the link. If you are in the YouTube Streets channel, make sure you subscribe to the Argument League so that y'all can stay in tune with the pre and post debate shows. We dual stream on the YouTube Streets, but when the pre-debate and the post-debate show go in, it's exclusively on the Argument League. So make sure you subscribe to that. If you're at the Argument League, make sure you subscribe to YouTube Streets channel. And if you in either one of them, make sure you subscribe to Solar Vision Debate League. Let me put that out there too, just so my people won't be confused at all about what's going on. Because I don't want to lose none of the viewers due to confusion or laziness. So there's both channels, the Argument League and Solar Vision Debate League. Man, what's up with y'all, fam? Bam, CJ so cool. What's up, CJ so cool, man? Damn. Sorry you and your girl didn't work out. And I'm even more sorry that hoe ass niggas is doing hoe ass shit. Coke is not cool. Stop snorting coke and thinking you're cool. Stop thinking because you're shy and you know you're not as good at speaking or being vocal or standing in front of people, and then you snort some fucking cocaine and all of a sudden you're the coolest person in the world. You can't shut the fuck up. You can't stop fucking moving. Go sit your lame ass down, nigga. What the fuck? Performance enhancement drugs. It ain't even performance. Stop giving these niggas props, man. Shout out to CJ So Cool from Gary, Indiana, man. And facts, man, Battle Wax. That shit is not cool. And niggas trying to sneak that shit in there like it's an OG drug, a player drug. Listen, man. And stop letting people get you in. Women, stop letting niggas get you on coke. Dudes, stop letting women get you on coke. And if a nigga's out there smoking coke for a nigga, you're a fucking lame. You're a fucking lame. So we in the building, man. Once again, Warrior Maul, you're fired. This is Joe Budden speaking directly from the JPP. Shout out to Parks for hanging in there. Ice, Niche, Savon. Warrior Maul, get the fuck out of here. You're fired, man. What else is going on? I guess I could go down the goddamn World Star and see what the fuck's going on. But, I mean, it's cool, man. We in the building. It's another day. Solar Vision Debate League. The link is out there. Any peers wants to jump on there. Let's say fire Melvin, please. Damn. Al Capone. Reaching for the judges from the chat. Damn, boy, where's your loyalty at, man? Shout out to Melvin, the judge, man. The detailed, unbiased judge, man. You can't expect some of these judges to be stupid with you because you have a stupid argument, like, you know? And then, depending on what argument you're putting your dumbass argument up against, bro. But shout out, I want to once again be a Battle Wax props. I want to give Battle Wax props for showing us how to be a man about things. About not how to take stuff personal. And if you do take it personal, you personalize it in the fact that this is what I need to do to be a better debater. Shout out to Battle Wax for being a role model to his nephew and my nephews and my sons for when you compete in something and it don't go your way. I haven't seen nobody take it that good in the history of SVDL. I can't remember someone taking that loss and coming back smiling. Why? Because he know this is only a slither, an increment of his representation of what he's trying to do. He gets on here. If we're live. That's cool. He listen. He don't even hit the panel. But if he hit the panel, you know, he speak what he's speaking. He going about. The debate come. I'm going to come. I'm going to fucking prepare. He didn't sit in the premise. But he's going to prepare. He's going to come in. And that's what it is. No, I didn't take that good. I said nobody. You know? So shout out to him, man, for one, being a model. And then ready to come back and fight, man. He said, let's set the debate up right now in the offseason. I'll be back in season 4, but let me kick your ass right now. You can say what you want about. He may think a Benz is a Maybach, but he damn sure knows how to keep his fucking head up and how to walk with his chest out and not let pride be an issue. And I want to see more of that. I would like to see more of that than people who go and try to erase the videos, who try to go to other people's channels and discredit people, blame it on the judges. Oh, Solar Mind's rigging debates. Oh, Suave is running an AOI channel. When I put the link out there every day, Suave shuts up every day and let Blue get the floor, Domo get the floor, Battlewax get the floor. I'm representing for everybody. If Blue's representing for the dark side, when I let him on the panel, I'm representing for the fucking dark side. If Battlewax hit the panel, it's One Nation set apart. If Anon hit the panel, it's the tanks. Y'all raw the tanks. When the last time you seen AOI up here running the AOI panel? If it was an AOI panel, believe me, dark side wouldn't be allowed. They just wouldn't. But Blue, here's what I say. Blue has a problem with it. He addresses it, and he keeps it pushing. I say what I say. He say what he say. One of us come to a point, the other one concedes, or feels like, okay, fuck it. But Blue's not a bitch. The motherfuckers will sit up here. It's an ARI panel. Hit the link. Do a stream. Do anything, bro. But complain about the work that other people is doing while you doing none. Let me roll up, man. Let me roll up. And let me see. It's Thursday. Garbage day tomorrow. So a lot of you motherfuckers will be sitting on the curb tonight. Nothing happened, sister. I was just giving props to Battlewax for, being a hell of a competitor, a great peer, and a role model of a man. So, yeah, that's it. Other than that, man, we definitely got Minister Hal versus Akmalak coming through. Is there an afterlife when you die? This debate will happen on the 16th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be here. This is a playoff debate. Whoever wins this moves on to face Anon. If you didn't see the Anonymous and Madon debate, go back and watch it. If you didn't see the Swab Boss versus Good God Allah, go back and watch it. If you didn't see the Domo versus Lance, go back and watch it. If you didn't see the Blue versus Battlewax, go back and watch it. All of them, great debaters, great information. When we get in this ring, it's not, like it changes, but these aren't the fucking lames of the league. These aren't the stupid people of the league. These aren't the, oh my God. Whether you agree with the information, whether you like the way the information is presented, whether you can wrap your mind around it, it's entertaining as fuck, man. I love the league. I love the debates, man. I love the judging. And then it's like, people always make a sports analogy because that's all black people can fucking relate to, right? So anytime we got a problem, we got to say, well, it's like if Jordan would have played LeBron. No, it's like if we would have debated and you lost, be a fucking man about it. So shout out to everybody, man. I don't want to seem like I'm upset and having a bad day because I'm having a good day. I woke up with a beautiful woman. Ate some barbecue that I barbecued yesterday. Watched a couple of clips. I did everything but listen to some music, but I did listen to my niece's beautiful voice on that song. You can't tell me she ain't
True, so trust me with your heart, 'cause baby, my love goes on
A lot of people, that scene can't do that. A lot of people, that scene cannot hit that riff and hold that long. Shout out to Joa Anicia, man. Look out for her, man. Snapping off on, man. Make sure y'all be ready. And Minister Hal did come through. Look for the Swab Boss versus Minister Hal collab. It is on its way, man. And it's hard. He's making me work.
He's making me work, man. He's making me work. Shout out to Big O on the track, you already know. And the Queen Z on the cam. That's snapping our fam every day, baby. Shout out to Moms Davis, Melanated Goddess, Alcatone, Margot Slade, Battle Axe, Korea, the Introvert, me, and being on the track, of course, YouTube Streets, Argument League. Hope you subscribe to both of them. And StreamYard. So that's what's up, man. Let me get this joint roll, man. I need to get it in me, man. And then yeah, that's what it is, bro. So it's another day. We gonna chop it up. We got to debate in a couple of days. Minister Hal versus Ark Malak. And we kind of we had an interaction. I wouldn't say it was a slap box match, but it definitely was an interaction. So make sure y'all go back and check that. Minister Hal came through. Ark Malak pulled up and told him he fucking praised his ass chart. Oh, he said, "What's up? Someone said it's AOI only. I am ready to change all that. Let's go." All right. I don't know who that somebody is. I don't even know who the fuck you are. But if you want to join the league, email Solar and SolarMind123. Boom. Taking his from the bong. I broke my bong. I got the bong I had. The bong that you freeze. It's a freeze pipe. Double fucking. Well, what I do, because a lot of people put ice cubing, what I do is I fill the base up with water and I put it in the freezer and let it chill. Man, I put that shit in the freezer and went to sleep. Man, I woke up, man, all that shit was in there, froze, cracked. Like Sub-Zero finishing move. But I'm going to order another one. It costs like $200, some shit like that. But I swear, when you freeze the two pieces, because the two pieces are supposed to be froze. The base is what I play with. I put water in there. And then I freeze it. And then I pull it out. When you smoke out of there, there's no burn. There's no harshness. There's no nothing. When you put that motherfucker in there, bro, like Katrina did it. You could put that motherfucker in and say, and it's going to fill up so much. This is going to be the most smoke you've ever been able to inhale in your adult life. Yeah, the freeze bomb. I'm going to get another one. I'm going to get another one. I'm going to show y'all. I love that motherfucker. I still got the freeze pieces too. So at least when I get my new one, I'll be able to, what's the name? I didn't pay for the first one though. I didn't pay for the first one. I paid for it and I called them and told them it didn't show up and got my money back. Because I ain't like they fucking service. Moms Davis, man. Newbie here. Not a newbie for long though. You're definitely in the building. So shout out to you, man. Love the avatar. Love the coloring. And that's just it. Hope you're not a troll. But yeah, we definitely in the building, man. If y'all want to join the debate league, we are in the playoff part of the league season. But if you want to join the league and debate history, religion, politics, health, at the bottom of the screen. Email solarman123 at gmail.com. Okay, I'm right. It was kind of messy at the end, right? How much weed do you drop when you roll? And to the non-smokers, don't be discouraged, man. Don't start if you didn't start by now, especially if you're grown. But you know what? A lot of people smoke weed once they get grown and get a lot of their responsibilities out of the way. You know, their career and their job and all of that. I'm saying, man, I ain't got nothing to do, man. My kids grown. I'm retired. Let me smoke weed for the first time. So you got to be mentally strong for that, man. But yeah, shout out to the people, man. Shout out to the peers. Shout out to the judges who deserve compensation when a motherfucker want a 25-minute fucking premise, Minister Hal. Minister Hal. 25 minutes on the premise. Hold on. You wanted 10 minutes on the opening, 25 minutes on the premise, 15 minutes on the rebuttal. No, 20 minutes on the rebuttal, and 15 fucking minutes on a fucking interrogation round? Wow. Are you serious? What does a 25-minute premise look like after a 10-minute open it.
What's going on?
You're crazy. Battle Axe is definitely in the building. One Nation Set Apart. Don't get it twisted. Has the manager to the channel, so when he go live, don't be surprised because he does do content. Shout out to Make It Make Sense. Damn, that's a long ass debate. You're right. They owe their judges. They owe those judges. You feel this little bit take. Battle Axe was good, big bro.
What's going down with you, man? Shalom by Yacht, man.
Shalom by Yacht. Power with peace to you, big bro. You already know what it is. One Nation Set Apart. What's on your mind, man?
That's right. All praise to the Most High. Now, I was listening in on what you were saying about the marijuana. That was really interesting. I like those type of topics, and I think that we don't have enough of those. A lot of people that believe smoking weed, they got a taboo about marijuana. That stuff comes from the reefer madness. But if it ain't for you, that's perfectly fine too. But there's some people that it actually helps them. Like, I'm one of them individuals.
Uh-huh.
If I didn't smoke weed, I think that I would be in worse health. Not because I think that weed is, that much of a medicinal property to where I would be in better health, or I'm in better health because of it. I'm saying that the stress level that I actually be having, it would have played off into some type of ailment, I believe, because it's hard for me to let some things go sometimes. Mm-hmm. And with marijuana, when I smoke it, I don't dwell on the negative as much.
No shit.
And that was something that I actually used to suffer from when I was a teenager. I suffered from a manic depressive. I was a manic depressive.
And I hate to say this, but weren't the majority of us? Like, if you look at us, when you ever find some type of depression or, some type of... I love my people, man. And we deal with a lot and don't even know we dealing with a lot. We deal with stuff and don't even know we're dealing with stuff. We think it's life. Other people go through the stuff we go through, and it's an emergency. It's a trend. This needs attention. We need to stop this pandemic. Black people go through fucking hunger, drug, alcohol, fucking depression, oppression. And for a long time, you just think birds chirp, trees grow leaves, and black people have problems. We take that shit on the jaw, bro.
We think that's just the regular strokes in life.
Hey, everybody.
It's almost it became normal. Desensitized to these issues, or desensitized to the fact that these are unique issues.
Facts.
This stuff is unique to the so-called black man. I'm not saying that you won't find some of these things portraying in other people groups, but man, let's be frank here. So-called black man, it's a miracle that he ain't lost his mind, or at least whatever that he got left of it. It's a miracle that he ain't lost that. It's a miracle that we ain't the number one contenders in the suicide department. Yeah. That's mind-boggling itself.
Absolutely.
Because, like I said, man, I think that if I didn't have access to something that balanced the depression and the rejection that I face all the time, I would have probably done something that got myself in a lot of trouble, or maybe even killed. I could have walked away from a lot of things. I could have walked away from my family if it wasn't for marijuana, man. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that it's magic, but I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah, no,
I can come up with some unstable ass decisions.
No, I really do understand that. And Brandon Bay is in the building. Don't get it twisted, put it in the wrong direction, misconstrued, or none of that. Brandon Bay is in the building. But Don Kemet is in the building. Make sure y'all look for them fellas, man, in the future.
What up, Squad? What up, Battle Axe? What up, Brandon? What's going on, What's going on, bro? What's happening?
But I can say it's like yeah, and the comment Miles Davis like weed gets me paranoid. After I quit smoking, after I got out of prison, it was a stint I couldn't smoke. When I started back smoking, I was like paranoid. It was like funny. Like I was like really grown and paranoid. Like, man, if I pull out from here, man, the police gonna get behind me, man. Man, am I driving fast enough? It was kind of fun, bro. I ain't felt like that since a kid, bro. It was kind of annoyingly fun. Like, wow, a challenge. Shout out to Claim in the building, man. Yeah, what's good with y'all though, man? Y'all got something y'all want to add to that, man?
Yeah, man. Well, by the way, it reminded me of what we was talking about. I think I don't know, it was yesterday or the day before when I was saying how weed has been one of the black man's best friend, man, and how we some niggas do like Parliament Funkadelic and through the 80s and 90s, most niggas came up with the most creative music ever smoking weed. And like the classic line Pac said, I smoke a blunt to take the pain out. If I wasn't high, I'd probably try to blow my brains out. When I was a teenager, that was the realest shit to me. That's exactly how I felt. And a lot of niggas. Man, that summed up my day after school. That's real shit. That summed up the day after school, man. Like after I come home from school, that's what I'm faced with. Yeah. I was faced with panic depression, man. Well, I didn't even see a point of living. I didn't understand what the hell was going on. I didn't see what the fuck the whole point was. I was like, why the fuck did I carry on? The crazy thing is, wherever you are, whatever state you're in, the odd and crazy and weird thing is, we're all, as black men, dealing with the same thing, just in our own respective areas. Where it's like, we're dealing with a level of stress that's like post-traumatic stress. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, we need like a level of relief at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? From all of the stresses of life that we deal with when it comes to the social, when it comes to relationships with women, when it comes to relationship with our brothers, like it becomes repetitive as far as how much stress we endure. And then when we come out of these situations and we find something to relieve ourselves, i.e., smoking a blunt, smoking a J, this then becomes criminalized and frowned upon by the general society that we're forced to live in. They say that we get high and want to hurt people or high and want to rape people. I've never actually seen anybody do that. Like normally, when I see people get high, they do silly shit. You know what I'm saying? Like might try to hold their breath too long and pass out, or you know what I'm saying, or sit in front of a refrigerator for like 30 minutes and be like, "Damn, I'm still hungry." Well, you didn't reach in, but you're high. These are things that happen, you know what I'm saying, when your mind is taken off of the stressful things. Because when you do open that refrigerator and you notice, like, damn, all I got is milk and bologna, that's stress. But when you're high enough to be creative enough to say, I'm going to make something out of this milk and bologna.
I got some motherfucking bologna.
You hear me? Like, that's deep. I just got to let you know, you came in deep. So I salute you for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, on blood. Because it's very few times, Battle Axe, when people actually take the time out to like express that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, life is stressful. Like, we got to decompress all the stress and live. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, for real, man. The stuff gets overwhelming, and if you don't have no balance to it, man. There shouldn't be too much of a wonder when you start making mistakes or you start having low nerves and stuff. You know what I mean? You have short nerves and you start flashing out, or you might have road rage and all these things. These are all things that I knew that marijuana was helping me out with. Like, I was a person that road rage also. I had road rage, man. I would want to kill somebody just because you cut me off. I'm trying to chase you down, man. I want to get it going on. And I want to see how far you want to take. I feel you on that. You know? But walk away from a relationship. It's like just look up and just say, you know what, man, f all this. I'm gonna go off and just go back out there and be a free man and just do mine. And then and I'll find myself like sitting in a Walmart parking lot or something, man, literally contemplating on this shit. And then I'll just smoke a joint. Because because I'm not saying that I'll be out of weed. Some of the times I'll know that the weed's gonna make me feel better. So I'll try to stay. I'm like, nah, man, I want to be mad right now. And then I'll go ahead and just roll up the joint, smoke it, and I'll know, and everything will come back into the proper perspective. I'll be like, man, I can't leave them people like, and this situation ain't that damn serious.
It ain't.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna go buy some flowers and then see how that goes.
Yeah, the weed, when you hit that blunt, it definitely give you a alternate perspective of every situation you damn near going through at that moment, man. It show you ways to get through that situation. That's why I love this shit, man. You know, and because I remember in high school, right? I was playing sports and doing a lot of shit, so a lot of time I come remember certain shit. But on everything I love, man, I smoked the blunt before every exam in 12th grade and aced everything. Because at that time, marijuana was making my memory more vast. Like I could remember everything. It didn't matter what it was, man. My memory is like it increased my memory. Some people don't work that way, but for me, my memory was like so super sharp. It was crazy. It still do that shit to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, that's right. One of the things that it made me get over was anti-socialism. I was faced with that too. I wasn't, because I grew up just a little inside of my background. My parents, they was on drugs when I was a kid, and so I ended up growing up in foster home and shit. So when my parents got me back, I still didn't really know like how to conduct myself after school, because when you're in a foster home, you can't really come outside. At least the one that I was in, we didn't really come outside like in the front yard and play with any of the kids or anything. So we didn't really have a light outside of the foster home backyard. So I grew up like that. So by the time I got into like junior high, I wasn't fucking with nobody. But then, and that was part of my manic depression. But then I started smoking weed to alleviate the manic depression, and then I was running into kids at school that smoked weed too. And some of them people are still my friends to this day.
Wow.
That's some real shit, King.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
You know what I mean? There ain't no telling how I would have grew up. You know what I mean?
And,
but now I was able to break out that whole social shell that I was trapped in. I didn't know how to get out of. Like I was so disassociated from fucking normalcy that when somebody said the phrase "the day after tomorrow," I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know what that was. I thought it was a holiday like Easter.
The day after tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, I was hella detached. So when I started getting back living with my parents and going outside and trying to interact with kids, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Kids thought that I was stupid or something. They're like, man, like you didn't know about this? You don't know about that? Like they'll say something like about a pizza. They'll be like, you don't know what anchovies are? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. They're like, you don't know what anchovies are? All right, I never heard of this.
Yeah, I can feel where you're coming from, because my experience coming through living in the South, up to the 6th grade when I moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Just living in the South and just going to the North, it was like I went from the 1600s to the Jetsons. That's how I felt back then, because in the city, like they had shit I had never seen before. It was just mind blowing as a 6th grader, man, just to go from the South to the city. And nigga was like, you don't know nothing about that? I'm like, nah, I ain't never seen that. I ain't never heard of that. What is that? What is this? What is that? You know?
That's exactly right there. That's called sensory deprivation. You were sensory deprivated.
Sensory deprivation.
So deprived.
Yeah, you were deprived from your normal sense. They do that in jail too. Like I was locked up one time in a juvenile prison. to where you had no visits, you never seen a TV, you won't see a newspaper, you had no outside communication in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think they call it institutionalized.
Well, institutionalized is when you end up liking it.
Well, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like me, they'll put me in a hole, and then when it's time to come out, I wouldn't even want to come out. I wouldn't even want to come out the hole.
I see what you're saying.
That was your comfort.
I'm like, no, I'm gonna stay here a little bit longer. They like, you are. They say, so you're saying that you are non-compliant? I'll be like, yeah, I'm not compliant.
I'm staying in this motherfucker, fam. This my
I'll just stay inside that cell.
It's my safe haven.
Or like when they try to parole me, they're like, we're gonna parole you. And I told them like I'm cool. They're like, you don't want to get paroled? I was like, nah, I don't want to get paroled. They're like, why? I was like, I just want to just live here until I'm done living here, and then I'll move on to the next phase in my life.
Yeah, you got used to it.
They're like, you're not eager to get out to your family? I said, I don't care about those type of stuff. I don't think that way. That was straight institutionalized. You're done.
Yeah, real shit.
I'm glad to see your ass out here kicking and flailing like you have, because I've seen it. And I mean, I know 50, 60, 70-year-old dudes that just, they still that. They didn't have that, whether it was the support system or lack of. Whatever flips that switch, they didn't get it. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And people had to adapt to them and be like, nah, that's what it is. I mean, people, it's like, and I think I got normalized to it, but it's sad. It's hella sad, but they be happy. And you really doing them an inconvenience when you try to satisfy them the ways you get satisfied. Like, damn, you don't want to go to a baseball game? You don't want to go out to eat? You don't want to, motherfuckers like, man,
right.
I want to control my zone. That's what I want to do. I want to control my zone, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
And I knew niggas that were like, I don't care about going to jail, man. I don't care about going back. That's where all my real homies at. And I used to be like, wow.
That's where it's at, man.
I met a dude that got out.
Got me interested in the conversation. This is a very healing conversation right here.
Yeah, it is. Counseling, baby.
I met a dude that got out and then came right back in. And he wasn't pissed off.
Right.
And I was like, why didn't you do that?
Oh,
he said, because out there, he said, I was having to do all kinds of shit for myself. He said, I don't want to have to fucking cook. He's like, there's a lot of things that I had to do out there. He said, that is already done in here. He's like, I'm cool.
And I said, it's easier on the inside for a lot of people, because out here you got to get up and go. You got to get up and try. And we had a lifestyle, from varies from different communities where people can wake up and do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But that looks a certain way. Like in jail, bro, they give you your food, you got your bed, you got your weights, you got your outside, like you got your library, you got your church, you got a PlayStation 2 or 3, you got a fucking the 2 TVs, one for movies, one for sports.
Yeah, what jail you at?
That was profound.
Westville.
You know what he said though? He said that was profound what you just said. He said, out here is a way.
Yeah.
He said out here is a lifestyle where you can live and not do anything. He said, but he put a but to it. He said, but it looks a certain way.
It looks a certain way, bro. Ain't nothing in the building. What's good, big bro?
Check your text for me real quick.
They don't even allow no sound on the TV in my city.
I don't even got my fucking phone.
Man, you don't even get no TV where I'm at, nigga. Ain't no TV. You gotta use your imagination. You gotta use your imagination.
When you ain't got no TV, that's sensory deprivation.
Yeah.
That's in that was a tactic that comes from the CIA that you can see it in the book of George Orwell, 1984. You ever heard of that book?
Yeah. I saw the movie that they made off of it as well.
Yeah, well, one of the things that it was talking about in that book was sensory deprivation, and that they plan on doing that. Well, they do. They started doing it.
And see, that's the beauty of marijuana to me, because when I hit the blunt when I was 15, I think I was 15 when I first hit it. It always been around me, but I was a sports star, so I was like, fuck all that. But when I first hit, it made me realize, man, if I wanted to be a player, a gigolo, a pimp, or a gangster, or whatever nigga I can perceive to be, the marijuana allowed me to see I could be that shit within a twinkling of an eye. You know what I'm saying? And I went through them different phases to where I like, this year I'm gonna be this nigga. This year I'm gonna be this nigga. And that's the amazing thing about marijuana, man. It allowed me to see that, man. You can become anybody.
Oh yeah, let me offer peace and abundance to the panel. You got no choice.
Shalom, claim peace, brother.
What's happening?
Yeah, hey, shalom, peace to you, brother Crane. Hey, Pete, I'm purposely going out my way to say peace to you, Crane.
Do it. Shalom.
Let me, I know you don't mind me saying that.
What you say, Crane? What'd you say, Crane?
I said, Shalom. I said, you don't mind me saying that, because he's a hater. You don't like me saying that.
Shout out to Madonna.
Hey, yeah, peace to all the brothers. Peace to all the brothers on the panel except for Madonna. Peace to everybody but Madonna. Everybody but Madonna.
Word. No doubt, hey, nah, it's still peace.
Madonna is like really fucking frozen.
I kicked up so much ruckus through the weeks through the debate, man. I know A9 like, fuck this nigga for a long time.
It's not over with, man, because we gonna get that shit up out of you next year. You know what I'm saying? We need to get this shit in perspective and correct. So, but Madonna is just frozen in his prime. When the last time you said something to a nigga, try to start a nigga checked you with word? Like a young nigga wouldn't even know how to take that word. Like, you know what word mean to an OG? Right.
Word.
I'm done playing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm done playing.
Most deaf.
What's up?
He said word.
I know, okay, like, word means most deaf. Most deaf means word.
Depending on how you say it, it's like, whatever, nigga.
Nah, that shit like, alright.
Depending on how you going.
Yeah, I got it. I hear you loud and clear. Play with me again.
It can mean a lot of things.
Yeah, like I got it. I get it.
I still use that.
That motherfucker.
I took that to the West Coast and I use that shit everywhere.
I got that shit when I moved to Pittsburgh in the 6th grade, man. Them nigga was up there saying, what the fuck is that RV plane doing?
Yeah, man. Shout out to marijuana, man, and holding it down. Yeah, Fonto leaves is the shit. Backwoods is cool if you know what you do.
No fronto leaves, no backwoods. Y'all don't smoke those.
The nastiest shit I ever tried, man.
Which one?
That right there, that's all that is a pesticide.
I don't know, it was the regular one with the ones from back in the 90s.
Backwoods?
I mean, 99, 2000.
A backwoods?
Yeah,
it is a backwoods product.
The thing with backwoods, is you can't roll a backwood like a cigar. See, people take a cigar, fill it with weed, and roll it up. You can't do that bit of backwood. You have to complement the backwood with enough marijuana. If you putting a little bit of weed in the backwood, you're finna burn your fucking chest out. You gotta either cut the backwood or you gotta put enough in there that motherfucker's a stogie. That's the thing about. But once you get the leaf to weed ratio correct, it ain't a backwood is like a cold 40, bro, on a hot ass day, my nigga. For real.
Well, I ain't tried a backwoods since.
Bro, can we talk about our security cards?
You know, it's so hot.
We talk about our security guards.
Our security guards.
Being high.
I got them security guards.
I got them security guards.
That nigga got a security vest with a joint.
Oh yeah, that weed have.
He got a security vest on.
Extra high alert.
I'm gonna tell y'all, only my niggas in the patch.
I had to smoke weed to be at work. I couldn't function. I could, but like shit. Well, weed, nigga, it just make everything more fun when you're at work.
Shit, me when
it just makes everything less stressful. The heat, you won't mind it no more. You starting to think that the sweat cooling you down. It ain't, but you feel it though.
But the more
you think that hot ass wind is actually cold, it ain't.
But the more shit that you actually got to do, that you do, like going to work for something. But when you got shit to do, me, I smoke less. Hey, I gotta get up, do this. Like I be having so much fun and enjoying myself doing that. I never even think like, man, I need a fucking blunt, bro. Look at them scriptures in the motherfucking ground.
What is going on?
Hate it. But that's how I be. It's just when shit slow down, I be like, okay, let's smoke. But when I'm out and up and going and running, I swear I do not be even feeling like being high. I'll be feeling goofy being high.
That's when you're supposed to get high, so everything will be better.
I'll be feeling goofy when I get high, when I know I'm supposed to be doing something like, bro, why did you smoke, bro?
You know what I'm saying? Like, weed does something else to you.
Yeah.
Some days, yeah, I feel what you're saying. So some days
weed doesn't change me. I don't get goofy
some days I be like, damn, I should have hit that shit yet. But some days I get to work and it gets so goddamn creative. It's like, damn, I done put together a project in 3 hours. I need to.
Oh, yeah.
When I smoke weed, I don't get goofy. That was like when I was
else.
a kid. That shit happened and shit. But when I got older, I just smoke weed.
Yeah, I worked at
like the homie said.
stop.
Weed is one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life.
I agree.
A lot of good things happen.
How many people, even if you didn't get it, had the design of a marijuana tattoo? I'm the only one.
Huh?
I had a marijuana tattoo that I was going, and I figured everybody else is like that. Like I'm gonna get a weed leaf with it.
Oh yeah, I planned on doing that. I never did get it though. I had a little dope one too with the little blunt in his mouth and everything.
Yeah. Hey, Swab, I'm gonna jump off, but facilitate that for me when you get a chance.
She just I thought she messaged.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I
can't do it till 7. I can't do it till 7 at the earliest because that's that's the earliest it can happen. So, I'm on standby for that. Appreciate
you.
Well, you know, weed is one of the herbs of the field, man.
So it's coke.
That's how I see it. Yeah, I mean,
no, it's not. No, not the cocaine. That's not the shit that they make in the lab. That's just not from the earth.
Yeah, it is.
It's all types of chemicals added to that shit. There ain't no chemicals added to that shit, brother.
But you know they used to chew the coca leaves. They used to chew the leaves though. That's the part
that didn't do shit. That didn't get them.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. When they used to chew the leaves.
No, it didn't. If it did, they'll still do it to this day.
Man, they had to make it more addictive.
They do it to this day. It's just we got introduced.
Look it up, King. Don't take my
word.
The
way we got introduced to it, that's what it is. It's cocaine. It's the powder. It's the one that used to have pimps looking cool back in the day that fucked them up later on, and got everybody else fucked up. It ain't like I say, leave that shit to the motherfuckers that grow with that shit. The motherfucking Colombians, let them wake up and chew on cocaine. I'm good, man. I got my weed, man.
That's right.
My fucking weed.
Plus, when they making the cocaine, they be using it. They be having to wash that shit in gasoline. They gotta grind that shit up into a pulp. They gotta grind the leaves up into a pulp, and then they gotta put the pulp in gasoline.
Yeah, I saw
that's why I say, just give me the green, man. Just give me the green, I'm good.
Facts. I saw them motherfuckers.
Just give me the green and I'm good.
I'm not patching.
Does anybody on here? Have any? Talking about the people that got legal medical marijuana states. Did you guys know how to grow herbs?
Gotta wait on.
Yeah, I grow it every year.
You know how to check out the Smoke God Smokeavelli channel from Colorado. He got new tea.
I've been doing it for the last I've been back in Bama like for 5 years. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. I mean, like I got Like I used to just grow it and just get seeds off of it. Like I got so many seeds. I'm saying from straight gas. Like this is, you know how you get like one seed sometimes when you get it. Yeah. So all my shit is like from like one seed that I found, one seed a homie gave me, and now I got hundreds. And I'm just sitting on them.
So when you growing yours, is it true that when people are using like chemicals, spraying chemicals on the weed?
Come on.
Is it true?
I think some people do it, but I think it only. I mean, I ain't never, from what I've smoked, I don't think I ever had none that was sprayed, so I can't tell if it's a different high or what. But all mine, man, like I let it go through the whole process. I learned from watching YouTube, watching the white boys.
Right. So yours come out at a normal quality.
Oh yeah, man! You could smell the shit. Like I used to go around because where I'm at, it's like it's hid off. You know what I mean? So like it's like I ain't gotta worry about shit. But like you can smell it like from like 20 feet away, walking up to it and shit.
So basically, right there, that's a debunk to that whole rumor that people are trying to say. Oh, well, the weed that you guys smoke today, they be using chemicals. That stuff got chemicals on it. That ain't normal weed.
I mean, who's saying that? Because if you listen to black people, like I ain't gonna lie, like we know the less about shit, and we always putting a ghost.
No. Hey, I had some bad herb before from a shop, nigga. The herb was making me not feel like I was not able to breathe when I was smoking the weed. It was making me like panic.
Well, see, some people associate the chemicals with the stuff they putting in it while they growing it, because now they got all these different nutrients and all this shit. So you can get some people blast their shit with all these goddamn different kind of nutrients and shit. And a lot of that is what they call the chemical marijuana, because it's smoked different. Some people they harvest it too early. They don't let it do this too long or that too long. So I think a lot of chemicals come in the nutrients and shit that they add when they're growing it, because if you look at it, man.
No, the pesticides, those are the chemicals that is affecting people. The nutrients isn't affecting the weed. It's the stuff that you're trying to keep the bugs off. It's the stuff that you spraying on there you're trying to keep the bugs off, like caterpillars and grasshoppers and shit. You trying to keep those off. And spider mice, you gonna be spraying all types of stuff.
But you don't got to deal with that shit if you growing your shit right, man. But what you talking about out there is that real smoke. That shit will tighten your lungs up, bro. I done hit shit and I'll be like, oh shit, that shit tightened my shit up, bro. Like it wasn't like a chemical induced you can't breathe. But yeah, you have to get some air, my nigga. That shit will tighten your chest right the fuck up. That's that shit it did. But y'all out west, like we expected y'all to have that burner. Like here in the middle, we thought the niggas down south had the burner. They got trash. They be talking about, man, y'all got that shit up there. And I'll be like, damn, that's crazy. Cause the whole time we listen to motherfuckers, you know. Like DJ Blackshaw said, we just not getting to know each other the last 10 years. But I'm listening to rap songs. Don't nobody say, we got trash weed. We got trash weed. Everybody say we got that good shit. So I'm thinking everybody got that good shit. No. Niggas be having some trash ass red dirt weed, bro, and be blowing that shit.
Hell no.
Yeah,
weird ass. If they grew it themselves, then they're gonna be having some real bad shit most of the time. Not the so-called black man. I'm not even bringing in like no spiritual stuff. I'm just saying, like, it seems like he just is cursed without the green thumb.
Who, the black man?
I seen a lot of shitty ass. I used to work in a weed shop. I seen black people come up with a lot of shitty ass weed.
That's because a lot of people they rush it, man. Like to do this, to me, when what I watched on YouTube and studying,
that's true too.
It takes years. It takes years to perfect that craft, man. Some people might get it overnight. I don't know, but I think some people try to rush the harvest. When you rush the harvest, you're gonna have some weird looking shit. Cause I seen it for myself when I rushed it thinking, okay, yeah, it good. Nah, it's not. It's not. It's just
you do indoor or outdoor?
out. I start on the end and then take it out and put them big ass buckets and where the roots can go real big. Like the last ones I had, they grew to like 7 feet.
Okay, so you have them in a substrate in some type of potting or something, right?
Yeah, I get large.
Not putting them straight into the ground.
I did a few of them like that, but since the ground down here is so hard, it don't allow the roots to expand like normal trees because we got that red clay dirt. But what I figured out, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just get my homie who got a backhoe and just give me a dick hole, and I'm just gonna fill it up with good potting soil and cow manure, and go deep with the potting soil so the soil will be loose, and put it in the ground like that. Since the clay dirt down here is so hard, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, what you do with that type of stuff is you take it and you take baling wire. You take baling wire and you put it at the bottom. You get a big clump of it. You unroll it and then ball it up like a piece of paper, like a ball. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't ball up a piece of paper. Ball it up and then put it down at the bottom. And then the soil, the pile that you have, when you made that deep hole, put blood meal, bone meal on it. Okay. Your blood meal, bone meal, and if you can go get like crushed sea crustacean meal, you can get it within like something called like marine cuisine. If you like got it out there where you're at, put that shit in there, and mix it up, and then put it back in the hole, and don't forget to put wood chips in there.
Okay, I'm gonna take that into consideration, man. But yeah, we've been having like these little cold fronts, so I ain't even started yet this year. Been a lot of cold.
When you feed in, don't feed nothing for the last 2 weeks, and go past 8.
Yeah, but I got a good amount last year, man. I did good last year.
Don't feed him for the last 2 weeks. They do not need food. That's how you get the white ash. That's how you can sit there and hold the joint and it doesn't go out, but it doesn't burn up.
I see what you're saying.
Damn, motherfuckers got
when your ash is just black and gray is because you have too much phosphorus inside the plant.
Hey, this motherfucker Judah, man. Judah gonna say that's why I always be calm on my live stream. Weird. People be like, what's wrong with Judah? He's nicer. Hello. Yeah. Shout out to Judah, man. Make sure y'all subscribe. Judah, not Zara, man. Holding it down for his side of town, man. All the way from Japan to the States to the king. Judah Nasser, man. Don't get it twisted. Unless you're in Europe.
Domo now. What's poppin', Domo?
Tell that nigga hit the link, man.
Domo in the
Come on, what's happening, Judah?
Ain't no question. Who's the MVP?
Bro, wait until you show up.
I'm the MVP.
You the MVP? I ain't mad at you, bro. Speak that shit into existence, because that shit ain't never written in stone.
I just gave it to Domo. Domo asked me, can he get it? And I said, yeah.
Facts. See, that's what I'm talking about. One nation set apart. Giving away MVP status around these pieces, man. That's what's up. Shout out to you. Playoffs.
Yeah, asked, man. Remember you asked. You was like, hey, Octolock, man, Solo want to know if I can get that MVP. And I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to let you have it this year. You got it.
You smoking dope.
Nah, that's what was
you ain't smoking weed. That nigga smoking that hard shit, nigga. He smoking the rocks, nigga. Talking about you talk to Damo, nigga.
you had a conversation with Damo on some Salvi or something, nigga. I don't.
That's that bullshit, man. That goddamn Salvia man that jumped out the window.
That nigga will respond to shit talking. He won't respond and nobody saying what's up. But if you talk some shit, say you gave something to that nigga gonna hop on like, what? You get dumb on nothing. What you talking
about? Nah. I mean, shit. You know, I say what's up. You feel me? Niggas always come do it always be some extra shit. Nobody's ever like, yo, what's good, Damo? It ain't never none of that. It's always it's nigga Damo. Or you know what I'm saying? You feel me? So it's like that's why it's like, yo, I didn't have this energy last season. Last season I wanted to be cool. I was trying to make friends. I'm trying to be cool with niggas. I want to be on panels and shit. You know what I'm saying? But niggas was like, nah, we don't fuck with you like that. It's like, word. It's like that. It's like, all right, cool. So I just give out smoke, bro.
So I be fucking with Domo. I like Domo.
Nah, I fuck with you. Nah, I fuck with you, bro.
All you saying, you be saying some real shit. I be like, I'm like, tell her that. Nigga, Domo, tell that nigga then. When I say that shit, I'm talking about, nigga, I'm 100% feeling what you saying, man.
Nah, like One Nation to the Park, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, like, One Nation to the Park, cool. You feel me? It's other niggas. I don't be having no beef with Battle Alexa. You know what I'm saying? Oddly enough, right? They be having beef with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to come on the other day. I'm talking about I was talking spicy to niggas, boy. He was talking right to niggas. Like, you niggas sound stupid, nigga. I'm like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, you know that nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I putting his foot down and like telling nigga, bro, y'all out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? You out of pocket.
He'll call you on your shit too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I don't like that Native American shit, boy. I tell you,
that nigga like fuck that shit, nigga. This nigga said that Native American shit. No, I responded to niggas lying on Native Americans, nigga. That's what niggas was doing, nigga.
Oh man, niggas want to lie, man.
You one of the main liars, nigga. You lie about all type of shit.
Liars.
Damn, I'm the main liar, bro.
Yeah. Madon's funny though. Madon's a funny nigga, but you a liar.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Some shit I do. I give you that. I give you this. Some shit be having truth. Some shit be having truth. Right? No, I'm saying, like, I'm gonna give you this. Because you know, I'm a real nigga.
That nigga just denied the shit out that shit. Okay, yeah.
No, all of them be lying. Some shit do be like half truths and shit. Just to irk niggas among the conversation sometimes.
Of course.
So yeah,
that's real, man. That's integrity, though, man. For you to at least say it after the fact.
Nah. That nigga, the integrity is the nigga actually not saying the shit, not lying.
I know that's what I you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how many times
everything gonna be a lie, though, man. Everything gonna be a lie.
Bro, niggas
some shit be half true. I would not.
I don't know what the fuck a half truth is, but it sounds the same thing as a lie to me. That sounds like some southern shit.
Because like it'll be something that have truth in it, but I'll kind of blow it up a little bit, or I would just, or it'd be like eating the meat and throwing out the bone type of shit with the information, because they'll say certain things and then they'll go to something else, which in my mind be a lie. So I had to fix their shit. This is what they said, but this is what it really means. But since they work for the institutions, they had to throw a little bit of this and that to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shit.
That's how you do a part two?
Yeah. Sometimes it'll be a half truth, yeah.
Why you don't call it a half lie? Why you don't call it a half lie?
Oh, I can start using that. Yeah, it's a half lie. Yeah, I can do that.
All right, bet.
Because a half truth is a whole lie.
So
I like that. I like that though.
Half
lie.
Half lie and herstory. Instead of history, herstory. The black man's version.
That's right. I like that. A half lie, you know what I'm saying?
Herstory?
Herstory instead of history. Yeah.
R3?
R3 too. I thought about R3. So
that's a good one.
That could be One Nation Set Apart. I'll give y'all that one because I just chose to go with Herstory because the black woman is God. Debate me.
Yeah, because that's what the white man did. He told a half lie about the scriptures.
You what?
He know the scriptures. He know the scriptures, the word of the Most High, but he lied about who the people were.
Man, why do y'all think niggas gonna badass shit, that? Like, I wanna know. Okay, honestly, how do y'all accept? How do you accept being a follower of this? Like, how do we get to the, you know what I'm saying? Because to me, it only took so many corrections and inconsistencies and step backs, and then like for me to be like, okay, I'm better off without. You know what I'm saying? Like anything I that was in there, I got it when I was a kid. Anything that's in there that's good, I got it when I was a kid. I'm a good person. Now I want to know how to, like y'all be saying, nation build. I want to know how to do what's not being taught to us, but that's clearly being done in our face, and nobody's talking to us about it. Nobody's saying, well, black man, I mean, how would you like to carve yourself into the future? What would you like to create and define? Like nobody, but I'm seeing all this shit pop up. Like fucking some weed head in college is now developing a smart city for the country I live in. I'm like, hold on, what the fuck, bro? I don't. So how do y'all accept? What is it? What is it that makes you not as y'all say waver from it or whatever it is?
I like to be able to speak from my perspective. For me, is that I always knew that. First off, I always knew that the Most High existed, but it was secondly was that I knew that I was under some type of curse. I didn't know. So that's two. I didn't know what it was and what brought it, but I knew that something is making shit spoil.
Okay, you always knew. What does that mean? You knew from a baby?
I knew it from I knew it from the moment I started being like aware of my surroundings, and I didn't accept it. Well, I wasn't accepted. It was like basically like around like 11, 12 years old.
Okay, so you didn't always realizing, but about 11, 12, you started realizing that there was a Most High.
Right. No. I knew. I started realizing that I was under a curse.
That you were under a curse. So
not just me, but me and like for like the most part, my family.
Okay, but when okay, and I'm only asking. I want you to get to to answer the question so everybody else can. But when you said I always knew that there was a Most High, what do you mean by that?
All right, are you asking me too? I'm a Christian.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
Oh, okay. All right, but I'll go last.
Yeah. I think I'm trying to know yours, but I won't. But yeah. What do you mean? You always knew there was Most High, bro? Like since you were born, you always knew that there was this man in the sky that built a habitation unit for us?
Since I can remember thinking, I knew that something put us here. I thought that everybody understood that. Okay, that's all. I didn't find that out until later that there was people that was choosing what they believe or not. I didn't. Okay. I didn't find that out until later.
Okay, that's all right. Okay, and so the fact that you consciously, since you were conscious, you knew that there was a Most High, and then about 11 to 12, you realized like, damn, there's a uniform condition of all of my people.
Right.
Okay. And so when you studied the scriptures, it just made sense. The reason why y'all under this is because you're cursed by the Most High.
Yeah, because one day I needed the Most High, and I was like, damn, you know what I mean? I can't do what I can do. It's not actually humanly possible. But what I need to be done has to be done. So I had to go into the Bible to look. I'm like, how am I supposed to utilize the Most High power? Like, how am I supposed to utilize God? How am I supposed to tap into that source? And I started reading it, and I just realized, like, oh, where are those people in this book? By the time I got to Deuteronomy, I realized that those people that got to those slaves, I knew that they were talking about Black people.
Okay. Dumbo.
What up?
Yeah, what makes you hold on to it?
Shit, my people, my culture, my family. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, it's like shit. Once your mind elevate above the shit, then you could get what you want from it. You know what I'm saying? Like once I kind of understood, like you feel me, like it's, you know what I mean, it's you got the part of it that's just like the messages, the information, the stories, and then you got what motherfuckers want you to believe. You know what I mean? Once you're able to kind of distinguish between that, then it's like, ain't no point in me being like, oh, you got to burn the Bible and do all this other shit. Because it's like, shit, if niggas is, if people's lives are becoming better or if they help them move out of a bad situation, it's just a tool. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no point in getting rid of a tool that somebody else can use just because you can't use it, right? Like a gun in the hands of a criminal is dangerous. But a gun in the hand of a protector, you know what I'm saying, is a benefit. You feel me? So, you know, and then my grandma is like deeply religious. You know what I mean? So it's like, and she one of, you know what I'm saying, one of the most important people in my life. So it's like, you know, I talk to her about some of the conversations we have on YouTube. You feel me? But it's like I'm not gonna fight her because she disagrees with all the shit. When I be trying to, like, I talk to her about Hebrew Israelites and that type of shit, and she think that shit crazy. But you feel me? Yeah, but at the same, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, she's just like, be careful what you know what I'm saying, put in. That was one of the main messages she taught me as a kid. Like one thing my grandma always told me, my brain is a computer. You feel me? And what comes out of your body, what comes out of you, is dependent all upon what you put in. You feel me? And so oddly enough, that understanding, you know what I'm saying, kind of ended up clashing with the religious shit. You know what I mean? And I remember when it shifted too, because consciously when we was roommates in college, that nigga used to go to this Christian camp during the summer. He used to work at this Christian camp during the summer. And that nigga came back one summer like fuck all that Bible shit, nigga, that shit, all the other shit. I'm like, bro, you tripping. you been around them white people too much. We got you saying all this wild shit. But then when we started talking about it, you feel me? It was like, well, damn, you kind of on to something. Then he started showing me. That's when niggas started listening. This is back, I forget how many years ago this was. It got to be about 10 some years ago. This back when niggas started getting on Phil Valentine and Ray Hagan, SETI, and the funny thing about it, I knew about all of these niggas without knowing Dr. Ben. I knew about all of them niggas without knowing about the conscious community. You know what I'm saying? Like I would watch their videos, but I didn't know shit about Sarnetta. I didn't know shit about none of the other.
That's why you like kick the conscious community in the nuts with the YouTube nigga shit. But let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Because you say you hold on to it for your people, I get that. But do you see the political real-time connection to the Bible and what's being done in real life?
I mean, without a doubt, because you primarily see. Hold on, real quick.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my brother Goldman. Make sure y'all subscribe to Goldman Tree Tribe TV. You already know what it is.
One of the things that's just that we hold to is that we see a solution in there. You know? The solution takes a reboot, but at the same time, it is a solution.
Yeah.
We got to reboot the way that we think, and sometimes we, like in the case that we're in now, we got to even reboot the place that we plan on doing these things at.
Yeah, and for me,
You know, at the end of the day, let's let these white folks and these Native Americans have this shit. They can have it. They already, you know what I'm saying? They already are, you know what I mean? Pretty much just dealing with it already. So just let them go ahead and just have it. And we can go on to somewhere to where we are being invited. At least there's countries in Africa that's actually invited us.
Yeah.
and for me, it was different, man.
It just makes a little bit more.
I wasn't raised in the church. I wasn't raised in the church or none of that, man. You know what I mean? I used to hear people my homies and stuff talking about it, but I didn't pick up the scriptures till I was damn near grown. And what amazes me about the scriptures that, you know, I was in the South study, you know, around nature in the woods, all that shit. So it's like when I read the scriptures for the first time, it was like, damn, it explained like the creation story and all that to me. That's why I subscribe to the scriptures, because along with why the scriptures, I was out in nature and seeing all these things that the scripture was talking about, for as you know, trees bearing fruit and all this other stuff, and I searched for other books that was talking about how this earth and stuff was created, and I can find none that match the scriptures when it comes to describing nature and us, and that's how it happened for me, and my personal experience, because I had personal experiences. Like, I remember I had this dream when I was young, man. I wasn't even reading no Bible or nothing, bro. And it was like the shit they said in the scriptures about how the Most High was coming back with a host, his armies, all that. I saw that shit in a dream before I even read the Bible. And the ships that was in my dream looked like the shits that's on the walls of the Mayans and all this shit. So it was kind of dope, man. But yeah.
Okay. That's hard.
That's true.
Aquamalot. My uncle.
What's up?
Why do you still hold on to it despite all the inconsistencies, the lies, the blatant corrections, the mistranslations, the people who held on to it and what you was going through while these things were being compiled and created and distributed? Why do you still have faith in the biblical narrative?
I don't focus on the past history of how our people didn't follow the commandments or how they interpreted the commandments. I read the book for myself and seeing that the commandments is a way that you obtain life, and I held on to that. I didn't hold on to any doctrine. I just held on to the truth. And that's it. That's what I hold on to.
So your uncle. All right, that's what's up.
I stand on the truth. Can't get off.
I was just fucking with you. Okay, just wanted to know. Because it's like, I feel like at this point in time, black people could do a better job telling themselves what happened. I think at this point, we're mature enough to admit a lot of this is just belief. A lot of
it's facts. If you don't steal, you know what I mean, you can prolong your life because people can die.
Okay, those are the things you look for, but somebody had to teach you to steal. I wasn't born a thief.
You got to be taught all things.
Okay, no, not all things, because nobody taught you how to suckle from the breast. Nobody taught you what your mother's face looks like, what her voice sounds like. Nobody taught you that. You
I have to say contrary.
That's retarded.
Hold on, but that's contrary to the kids. Kids do steal, and they not taught that.
No, the thing is,
kids will walk off with other kids.
You're calling it stealing because you set up a monetary system and a trade system that you would like people to honor, but that don't really exist like time. Your trade. Hold on. You gotta sometimes be able to accept shit. That was smart what I just said. You can't always just kick shit in the nuts, bro, because you're good at it. You set up a monetary system. That's not natural. You set up a trade system. That's not natural. You walk up to the trees and grab fruit from the trees like you walk up to your mother and get milk. Kids know that. So you're wrong by introducing this manufactured system of trade and monetary, but you want it to be honored by people. Why? At a military expression. Well, the babies don't get that. They don't get, I'm going to jail, I'm going to get a whooping. That's what's teaching your ass to make you think you're a thief because you walk up and take something because, you see what I'm saying? But the stealing starts at the beginning. When somebody comes in and take all of the resources from under somebody's feet, that's stealing. When they come and knock all of the fruit off of the trees, that's stealing. And then they go put it in this box and they say, I'll kill you if you take one. Give me $1. Babies don't honor that bitch ass shit. So the baby's not stealing. You're the criminal who set up a system stopping this baby from being what it naturally is, which is something that lives off of what was given to it to provide for it. So if the earth is here to provide for you, who's charging me for what God gave me? God gave me these apples and oranges and pineapples and fucking fruits and vegetables. Who the fuck are you to dominate the fucking chickpea game? To patent beans, and that's the evil. The baby ain't stealing.
I was talking about
charging you for the item, they're charging you for the labor.
You know, one baby to another, and they will steal from each other.
It's not stealing. If they got something, okay. I'll let Soda know. I guess he checking it. But if you have something, because this is what you got to understand. When a baby comes out, it has a mother and a father, right? This is mine, my mother, my father. Now, this is where you learn how to share. If you have other siblings, but a lot of when you got one toy and two babies, come on, bro. You're gonna criminalize one of them because you introduced them to a system that doesn't provide everything for them. You don't have enough toys. You don't have enough.
No, it won't have to be one toy and two babies. It could just be one is bigger than the other. So it might consume its product quicker than the other, and then look over and take that kid's food.
But I would have to see the environment because I've seen
just kids being kids.
Yeah, but I wasn't like that.
They don't have to do it for long. You can whip them out of it probably the first day.
So I had to look at the variables of that though, bro. Because like I said, when I look at kids in tribal conditions, they split shit. They don't grab stuff and run off. They literally grab one, sit down, and split that bitch 8 ways, and sit in the circle and eat it. Yeah, there's none of that in that. There's none of that going on in those environments. There's none of that.
But some might just take.
You said what?
Kids do that type of stuff. Some might just take. They do that stuff.
What kids?
Kids will be kids.
Talking about American kids? We're polluted. We come up in.
I was just talking about just kids.
Well, which ones?
I'm sure that
what's the difference of American kids
address that issue somewhere.
Because I look at it like when I look at tribal people, they're untouched by society. They're not concerned about Michael Jordan or the Apple. Like they still how God made them as much as possible. Right. They're still as obedient as they can be. So I look at them than us because we're fucked up. We're fucked up. When I
do the same thing.
Yeah. So I look at them. When I look at them, I don't see greed. I don't see that shit, bro. When you looked at,
maybe you can look it up because they do it amongst each other.
I mean, I've like I say, I've watched videos. I watch videos of indigenous people and how they move, and I don't see that, bro. I see a system. I see provisions. I don't see the whole. And I'm telling you, I'm watching all these kids smiling and running around and looking stupid, and looking like a thoughtless child or whatever. But I never see the bickering. I never see
looking stupid.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Until you go to America, at least.
Yeah, or outside of those conditions.
We ain't gonna be saying the kids honestly, I agree with brother.
I agree. I do. that is pretty much seems to be the norm. People, I think that's what it really goes on is that people get along naturally. It's just the so-called black people. There's something going on. That's one of the things why I stick to it too. No, this shit ain't natural. Because of what you're saying, I'm like, it's a trip that you're saying it because you're bringing me into all kind of flashbacks to all kinds of videos and documentaries I watched of that same thing myself. And I'm like, damn, man, he ain't lying. You know, we see them kids like, saying, pulling that shit, fighting and squabbling.
Don't let me sit that jail, huh?
Well, black people tired. Black people, for the most part, a lot of us been losing. A lot of us been losing since we've been born. So it's like we got used to losing a lot of times. And I think
that's why your motherfucking ass lost the other day, because you used to lose.
And that's a real
that's why you done lost your mind and your frame of reference at the same time. Good brother.
What up?
But yeah, that's what I think. That's the problem. By the way,
fuck that.
Black people, we've been losing so long, man. We just tired, bro. You know, out of us exhausted. I mean, that don't mean we won't still go out and work and try to make a living, but I mean, I'm just saying.
And Vinny D, I'll say this: it's not the Bible. Like, I don't even gotta read the Bible because when it's like this to get to the conclusion I came to. But I've read the Bible 3 times in its entirety, and so many times over, individual script after individual script. I've been reading all of my life. I wanted to be Jesus. I was the deacon in my hood, nigga. Like, I was the nigga in the middle of the street, fucking up the smoke sessions and the fucking skip parties and all of that stuff. Like, I'm here, but I'm like, you're finna have sex, brother? Well, make sure you have protection. You're finna smoke? Why would you do that to your brain? But I don't got nowhere to go. Like, I was homeless at 14, so it was like, but I still a piece of pup. Like, that, I justify that, right? But the stuff that, so by the time I got 15 was the year that I just was like, fuck it. Being nice and all this shit ain't working. These grades don't matter. Relationship with my parents don't matter. I got to get it on my own. They lied. I thought it was fucking Santa Claus and Jesus. And I found out none of that shit was here. So I had, you know what I'm saying? But it's when I look at the history, the recorded history of the Bible, the Queen's Bible, the Tinsdale Bible, the Matthew Bible, or Matthew, if you ask the brothers, and the papers they say they caught them from, the codexes they say they used, the Septuagint, the back history of it, the people who got it. And even if I disconnect myself and say, you know what crackers did to us for slavery had nothing to do with the Greeks in ancient times. But they still were pieces of shit who blatantly went around and tried to Hellenize a whole fucking part of the world with what they would like you to think was Greek mythology. But upon my research, it was the Torah. Like, what they was pushing to Hellenize people with was the Judean religion. And it worked. That's why you don't got a whole bunch of people talking about praise Zeus. Because that ain't what the fuck they was pushing. That was you know what I'm saying? That was the bullshit. That was the blatant enemy. While they snuck in the true enemy. Look at all of this exaggerated shit. Yes, there's gods in the air and Hades, and they sit down and judge. And every time the lightning strike, Zeus is mad. And every time volcanoes erupt, it's Hades. And the people said, you're fucking lying. Shit like that don't exist. That's make-believe. But the whole time they were sneaking in this history of David and the people accepted it just like y'all accept it now. When you look at a movie, they show you a fucking magic potion and bitch is bubbling over and got sparks coming out of it. And then they give you a 5-hour energy shot and you don't think nothing of it. That's a fucking magic potion. You was just dead tired. You drunk this little bitty shot and all of a sudden you got 5 hours left of focus and energy. Because they make it seem, so they show you the alien with a whole bunch of arms and a whole bunch of heads, and then they walk the cracker in and you think they're humans. Like, that's just how they do that shit, bro. So when I look at the real history of it, All of that shit is questionable. They lying. All of these councils that niggas is trying to act like didn't exist. All these canons that was wrote, these instructions. We will change the image of the sheep to a man. The placement of the halo around the head. Like all of that shit, bro, is man saying we will do this. But when the motherfucker gave me the Bible, they said it was the perfect word written by God through men who went to sleep and woke up with the writings, had visions and came back and wrote them down. And none of that shit happened, bro. Like when I'm looking, the places.
Let's say, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick, Swan. Is it possible?
Is what possible?
Is it possible for that has happened? Like, is it possible for a guy named Israel to have existed at a point in time?
Yes. Is it possible? Yes.
It's possible.
Not everything is possible, but that somebody being named Israel at a certain point in time, highly possible.
Right. It's possible that he was a guy named Israel that had 12 sons too.
Okay,
it's possible that it's possible that this book is true. There is going to be a level of belief though that you might want to have to rely upon, for the simple fact that a long time ago is what is in between these events and now. So you are going to have to believe.
I mean, no, you don't, because we have recorded history that's agreed in and out of the race lines. Like,
yeah, but this is
it don't matter. So the only way that's possible is if everybody else is incorrect. There's a small group of people who are correct, and the majority people are completely incorrect with the history that they recorded. Not just oral traditions, but they do have it. But the written traditions, while other people weren't allowed to read or write. So, it's not fathomable to me. It's just like, no, bro. And there's no need for it. Like, I understand what the religion was for 2,000 years ago. We don't need that now, bro. Like, we don't need this.
It was the documentation of the people. It wasn't really a religion.
Those people didn't exist, though. Like, Herodotus doesn't mention the Jews. That's a red light for me. I don't know how people look right past that. Herodotus is right there, while people are saying they're conquering and setting marks, and the God is showing out for them, and Herodotus doesn't mention them at all.
But Tacitus did. It wasn't until 1700s when archaeologists started to dig up things in Egypt that they started to go against the truth of the scriptures. That's when people start real heavy, try to start saying, no, these stories is fake.
Okay, so why does that comment hold power? Upon people actually digging up real artifacts, these papers that these crackers said, we just had them laying around, start being debunked. How is that
What I'm saying is that everybody accepted the scriptures as historical facts.
But do you see the history of how people got educated? Don't you know education came out of sword? This is how you think or you die in every land for the past 1,000 years. Did you see that?
What you mean?
There was no free education. Did you see that? That people actually learned at a sword. Give me that book or I'll kill you. Take this book or I'll kill you. You didn't see that, bro? You don't see the heavenization. You don't see
those things did take place, yes.
So that's how people believed in the
books of the law from you, though. That's what they was taking.
So that's how people believed in the scriptures. They believed under military threat. And then you were born. And then you were born, and nobody was being threatened with a sword, and you think they've done the research. But they haven't.
Well, there's two
we got something about the Dark Ages, where during the Dark Ages. The only reason they called it the Dark Ages is because it was the outlawing of the Bible. Anybody that had a Bible or believed in the scriptures, you could be killed on sight. So that's why they call it the Dark Ages. They was trying to ban the book, get rid of the information. But a lot of people still held on to the. A lot of people held on to the book and the truth, and that's why we have it today.
But how does that prove what you're trying to say, bro? You said it was only until they started digging up Egypt where they started the acceptance of the scriptures. Now, whether you're correct or not, the Dark Ages is yet another time where they're saying.
But they weren't saying the scriptures were true. In the Dark Ages, they wasn't saying the scriptures wasn't true. They just said, we don't want these people to accepting our way of life.
It was called the Dark Ages. It was called the Dark Ages because what the issue was that religion dictated government. So it's the other way around. Like that means like science, technology, those type of things, they were considered blasphemy. Like witchcraft. I mean, when you the shit was considered witchcraft.
Education was witchcraft. Belief in the true way.
You know what I'm saying? But so for him to say that, well, the Dark Ages because you couldn't have a Bible, again, you lying, Madonna. It was because it was the other way around, bro. It's the Dark Ages because religion dictated society, and if you didn't adhere to religion, you was put to death. If you didn't adhere to the religion of the government, then you were put to death. Like if you look at niggas like Galileo, right? Galileo was thrown in prison because he believed that stars are actually distant planets. He said that the solar system, you know what I'm saying, that those things that we see in the stars aren't just lights. Right. Those are bodies exist. Right. And because the Bible didn't confirm that, he was thrown in prison.
Because he lied.
No, it was
pagan shit. He said because he lied.
That's that pagan shit.
But he wasn't talking about gods, though. He wasn't saying that.
Like, how do you not
bodies...
see you're the grenade?
Don't know what it was. If you didn't accept a religion according to the government structure, you was killed. But see, when you went by the true scriptures, which they was trying to get rid of, them the people they was hunting down, man.
Okay, so let's say we always be talking about fallacies, so let's talk about it. That's what you call a true Scotsman. That's what you call a true Scotsman fallacy. A true Scotsman fallacy is when you say that the reason why that is different is because it's not the true thing. It's not the right thing. You feel me? So you trying to distinguish, that was their religion, but it wasn't the right religion. It wasn't the true religion. No, bro. It wasn't the one religion.
You had to accept Constantine and all these people as Christos.
The who fallacy?
Go ahead.
Hold on, I was trying to get, my bad, I didn't mean to interject. What's the name of this fallacy? It's called Domo?
If you didn't mean to interject, you could have waited till you were done.
Horrible job not meaning to interject. Peace to
you. But the fallacy is it's called a true Scotsman fallacy. You got any
True Scotsman fallacy?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to ask because I'm old and I didn't want to forget. That's why. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. So you trying you're wanting to distinguish between what you feel like is the true religion and the religion of the government at that time.
No, I'm just talking about historical facts, Domo.
No, bro, you're not going you saying okay. So show the historical facts that shows that there was a true religion and then there was a government religion. Show the historical facts that distinguish those.
I'm do right now. When you follow up behind when Martin Luther penned 1092 or 10, I forgot what exactly it's called. But when Martin Luther did that, Martin Luther was one of the ones who was following one of the disciples of John the Baptist, and they had different groups who held on. To the scriptures, how they perceived it as the real truth, and then you had that which Constantine and all these other people in the unholy Roman Catholic Church and all these people implemented, and they wanted the people to go by when they were trying to eradicate the people.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. Because I didn't ask you for a history, right?
I gave you Martin Luther.
I'm asking you when you say. there was a government religion, and then there was the true religion, right?
Correct.
When you say that, what are you using to distinguish between the government religion and the true religion? What's the parameter? What's the blight? What is what they call the clear bright line between the two?
It starts off with an assumption.
People like Martin Luther, and I forget the name of one of the disciples of John the Baptist as well.
You do.
All these people, they had different groups.
Okay, we know they had different
religious institutions that was trying to do away with.
I'm asking you, what is the clear bright line between government sanctioned religion and the true religion? So I know that there were different. Different groups, right?
Martin Luther. That's it.
That's it. So you're saying that Protestant. So you're saying that Protestantism was the true religion.
Well, the scriptures, the way it was properly taught.
Luther.
Yeah, I'm
hey, let me say something.
The way it was taught by Martin Luther was the way that it was taught down, that trickled down through John the Baptist.
But do you know what made Martin Luther? Hold on, real quick. Do you know what made Martin Luther unique? Like what made Martin Luther uniquely different from the mainstream religion at the time?
He did something that no man was, pretty much brave to do. He penned that 1092, which was against a religious state, a religious homogeny, or whatever you want to call it, at that time.
Right, but again, though, just because he offered a different interpretation doesn't make his interpretation the true religion.
Well, like I said, the reason they say that is because one of his he was following under one of the disciples of John the Baptist.
Who says that? When you say they say that he is that it was the true religion. Who is the they that say it was the true religion?
Do you read the history of Martin Luther? I saw a documentary on the religion history of Martin Luther, who penned the 1092 or whatever they called it, and that's why I got that history.
Listen. I know. I get it, right? I know you can kind of regurgitate the historical facts, but now I'm needing a critical thinking aspect of it. Because when you say you got the government sanctioned religion and you got the true religion,
right?
When you introduce Martin Luther, this is where you start to get into Protestantism, right? And we know what that is. You know what Protestantism is, right?
Yeah, I heard about it.
What you mean you heard about it, nigga? It's who is Martin Luther, bro? What did Martin Luther?
What do you mean you heard of it?
What did Martin Luther establish, bro?
Well, see, when you go, that's what I'm saying. You got to look into the historical narrative and the historical things that was transpiring during the time of Martin Luther.
Right.
And when you understand that he was one of the disciples, he followed on one of the disciples of John the Baptist. It shows that the structure of how Christianity was supposed to be taught at that particular time,
as opposed to what?
Which was contrary to the religious state. The religious state was trying to take over. You
do know when we talking about Martin Luther, we're no longer talking about the Dark Ages, right?
Well, all that shit all that shit transpired through what we call the Dark Ages.
With Martin Luther.
No, it didn't.
Going up into the 900s.
Yeah, but the Dark Ages ends in 1000 AD, bro. Martin Luther and that Protestantism, bro. That shit began in 1517. I mean, you 500 years outside of what you talking about, bro.
No, I'm not, bro.
Yep.
Y'all thinking of Dark
Ages.
That was actually. Y'all thinking of a different kind of Dark Ages.
Hold on. Because we're talking. Well, it's considered because what is considered the early medieval period, right? The Dark Ages is the early medieval period.
And how long did it last?
I just told you. It lasted from like 500.
I just want to ask a real quick question, and I'm going back on mute.
It was like 500 years. What's up?
Okay, how many Dark Ages were there?
Because I just heard something that, man, I just want to know how many dark ages does everyone on the panel recognize?
Dark age. Oh no, it wasn't. You hit right here. You got it. Late Middle Ages, 1300. Hold up, 1300.
Just want to make sure because I heard something different. I heard plural. So okay. All right, I'm back on mute.
Late Middle Ages, 1300 to 1500.
But hold on, the Dark Ages is the early Middle Ages, bro. That is not the same thing.
But still, okay, but still. Back to the fact though. They were killing those people. You're saying, like he said, people were coming up with shit that wasn't accepted by the government, and they were being prosecuted. A lot of times lethally. That makes no difference, bro. That's still not it. If they're pushing a lie and they're trying to militarily push this into being accepted in the society, and then you say, well, I believe some of it, but some of it is different, and you change it, that's still the same shit. That don't mean it's true. I mean, you're going against what they're trying to push, bro. Now, you looking at that like, why would they do that? Because it's true. But that's still not feasible to me, bro. You can't give me a book that says
it tells you right here. It says right here, Martin Luther, he came to reject several teachings and practices of the Roman Catholic
That don't
Church.
mean that it's true. That means he saw that power. Everybody sees that power. That's how you control people. And he wanted to give people a doctrine of a Messiah, a rebel Messiah, a warrior Messiah. He wanted to give
He was preaching salvation through Christ, and they were saying salvation was through Constantine or whoever was in power at that time, which was abomination.
Okay, that don't make Christ right. They said Batman is the truth. He said the Joker is. They're both fictional characters. So you can't. That don't. I gotta get to the point where it's legitimate.
He said something that I don't understand. You said that Martin Luther was under a disciple of John the Baptist.
Yeah, when you read the history, yeah. Martin Luther came under the teachings of one of the disciples of John the Baptist. Yeah, how is that possible? A documentary on Martin Luther.
Wait, hold on. Listen what I'm saying. How's that possible when John the Baptist was like 1,500 years before Martin Luther?
Well, it was like I said, the history show how he learned under the teachings of one of his disciples of John the Baptist.
How?
I mean, it was I'm guessing what he's saying is that it was a direct lineage of ordained Baptists from John the Baptist to whoever he taught. Whoever they taught somebody, and they kept that history of knowing this started with John the Baptist, and it lasted 1,500 years.
Okay, so is that what you said, Madon?
Yeah, Suave summed it up perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So would you, if you look up the word Middle Ages, it says that the Middle Ages started from the 5th century to the 15th century.
But they still consider that Dark Ages.
So the Dark Ages is up into the late 900s. Like,
yeah, you got the beginning, you got the middle, and you got the late Dark Ages. But they still consider it the Dark Ages because all these things was going, all this they was trying to crucify different people, man. But
during this whole 1,000 years, because you understand that that's a whole 1,000 years. It wasn't 1,000 years that these people hunting out what? Like, where are these people supposed to be coming from?
Man, these people
that was something that happened. What you're talking about did happen, but that happened in the end.
All right, do the Roman Catholic Church still exist today?
That's what I'm talking about. The Roman Catholic Church exists because of the Renaissance.
So what I'm saying is that the Roman Catholic Church was pushing
Innocent III.
The Roman Catholic Church was pushing their doctrine and their way of what you had to. That spread it throughout the world,
right.
Bro.
You're right. But that was at the end. The Roman Catholic Church didn't exist in the way that we know it today.
Right. It changed under different popes. I agree.
After it fell. in the late 400s.
And you had different popes that subscribed to different belief systems.
No. That's when the Israelites
Well,
became
I'm saying that you had different popes. You had different popes that accepted certain things.
That's why and
you got certain popes that
that's why you see
denounced
all the blacks.
certain
That's why they say the barbarians are the ones that built those castles. Who are the barbarians in the Bible? The Israelites.
I agree.
So they said that the barbarians built those castles.
The Greek.
That's why the castles had hidden passageways that nobody knew about.
Anybody that didn't accept the Greek way of life, or that the Greeks saw outside of their way of life, they called them barbarian.
Yeah, anybody that didn't speak the Greek language considered a barbarian. But they said that the barbarians was the one that built those places. That's because the Israelites ended up ruling that area. That's why that explains all the black. That explains all the black things, all the black art depictions and icon. What's it called?
Iconoclasm?
No, not imagery. That's what I was looking for. And white imagery. I mean, black imagery. You see a lot of black imagery and black art renditions out there because that's who used to rule that place.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So, but after the Renaissance, that's what started partaking was the so-called white man eradicating the people that was the Israelites that was keeping the Mosaic practices.
Yeah, because we allowed them to come in. We allowed them because they act like they was going be faithful and true. Coming up in there, we allowed them into different priesthoods and different sectors. And, just like Satan, he always got to undermine the plan at hand. And
that was phase two. That was phase two of our era. Phase one was when we set a certain in particular sector for the Muslim brothers. We have brothers that we knew that they were Israelites, but they still were carrying on that Islamic doctrine, calling themselves Mohammedans. And then and we compromised with that.
Well, and at one particular time, Muhammad told the Muslims, don't mess with the Christians. Don't do this and don't do that to them. But, a lot of them went up under their own, what I call a philosophy of men.
Well, he was talking to Arab. He was, talking to the Ishmaelites. The Israelites, they if they go into the Israelite territory, they better not be carrying on with that behavior. Because all they're gonna do is blow the spot. If the niggas is not enforcing the law, statutes, and commandments to the T, then the Most High is gonna have to rip the kingdom from them. That's the reason why the snake was able to slip in. And that's the reason why we got people trying to say that Native Americans is Israelites too, because that's how you slip a snake in.
Some of the Native Americans are Israelites.
I'm trying to tell you, man, because if they're not, you fucking up big time.
Some of the Native Americans are Israelites.
If they're not, you fucking up bad.
I doubt that, brother.
Because what you draw the line?
According to the Bible, the Israelites are scattered all throughout the world. They're in every nation.
But it says that we will be.
The Israelites are in every nation, brother. You don't think they mix and amalgamated with different people?
I don't think that they have became a different people.
I said mix and amalgamated with different people.
No, I don't think they have became a different people.
Yeah,
So let me ask you this then, because when you say they were scattered to the four corners of the world, at that time the world did not mean the whole earth. It only mean that part of the land they was conscious of. It was not speaking of America and Australia and Antarctica. It was just saying the four corners of basically Africa.
Going north, east, west, south. That's basically they were scattered in all directions.
Yeah, now, when you read on that land.
Okay, listen. When you read the book of Revelations, right? When you go into the 7th and 14th chapters of Revelation, it tells you that when they get gathered out of every nation, tongue, and tribe.
But Revelation wasn't written until late as hell. It wasn't even included in the original scripture.
I understand
like
that.
Okay, so that's an obvious cover up. Like that's
no,
a
listen
late.
What I'm saying. The Revelations is talking about in the end times. So
but
you know what I'm saying. So
Revelations was written.
I understand what you're saying.
So how do you just accept it? Like it go with the rest of the fucking book.
No, what I'm saying is this. It's talking about. It's prophesying
I know what it's talking about.
Okay,
but it's not.
Okay.
Why are you talking about what it's talking about if you know it has nothing to do with the rest of the Bible? It was just written. Somebody said, "Oh, and by the way, I would like to put this in the Bible, Revelations. This is the end," and you just accept the shit.
It lines up with the prophecies. I mean, it lines up with that.
Prophecy. It's not hard for me to write a extended end of the Pinocchio.
I feel you. Listen. It's you don't feel it's relevant. I feel you, or you don't think it's basically fabrication. I understand that part. That's how you see it. No argument there. I can't argue your perspective. I don't agree, but I see what you're saying.
But why don't you agree? Can you tell me why you don't agree? Because you see what I'm saying. I don't see what you're saying when they say, "But fuck that, it's the Bible." Like, what makes you accept Revelations?
Because I see Revelations as prophecy. I see it as prophesying about maybe hundreds of years before its time.
I promise I get it, bro. But I think, like, skip all of that and get to the question I'm asking you, bro. What makes you accept it? Is it just simply because?
Oh, okay, because it lines up with the book of Daniel. It lines up with the prophecies in Ezekiel. You see what I'm saying? That's why I accept it.
I see what you're saying. Because you accept.
But I wanted to say something because you amazed me at what you said earlier. I had when you start naming these different codexes and these different manuscripts. Yo, that's what's up. I didn't know that you had such an in-depth knowledge about how the book came together. A lot of people who are Christians or even Israelites, they don't even know that information. So I'm very amazed at that, Swab.
I appreciate it, and it's sad that we like that because that's what makes something credible. You know what I'm saying? Like people accepting a book and then just dying, not knowing. Oh, the Greeks had this and wrote it and killed it. Like I'm like, because to me, when I was given the book, I've said this before. When I was given the book, I didn't know they was trying to teach me it was literal. I thought it was like all the rest of the books I got as a child. Good characters, nice story that taught you some morals. When they started telling me, no, Jesus actually existed. I'm like I exist on earth. Like he walked. I said, why are we not over there? Why are we in Gary, Indiana and not what Jesus was? So then I got obsessed. Like, not unhealthy, but it was like, okay, well, let's do this. But then it's like, okay, I want to look up Jerusalem. I want to look up the places and the names in the Bible. Okay, there's a problem with that. Then it's like, well, why is that problem? Oh, because everything got destroyed. Everything got destroyed? Yeah. So how do we have the Bible? Oh, the Greeks had a copy of it. The Greeks? The people who called them heathens and barbarians? The people who was looked at as the people of the Bible as pagans? They got a copy of it in Greek? Right then, I said, we getting played, fam. We getting played. It's bigger than slavery. It's bigger than 9/11. It's bigger than what they did with Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. It's bigger than the goddamn shots they gave us in the Tuskegee. They playing us. They're playing us.
If I'm not mistaken, the Septuagint was made in Alexandria. The stuff was found in Alexandria. They just didn't have the trustworthy interpreters. It says in the Septuagint that he wanted to have real Hebraic scholars,
but
Jewish
why? And
scholars
at a
to actually
time when
interpret them, you can have a complete and the best library. So it didn't. It just at that time it was just like us.
Why
right
would
now.
y'all agree to give it to him? Why would he want it and you're still at war with them. You're oppressed. You're oppressed. We got your ass oppressed. Nigga, give me them goddamn scripts before I kill your ass, nigga. No.
It's already prophesied that you're going to be actually getting it bad for a while.
If you already pre-made your mind up, the conversation is dead. Just like who can I say? I believe in. I believe revelation is relative because I believe in days. There's no tangible reason there. It's because I believe this lie. I believe this lie. You're doing the same thing. Yeah. There's no point that you can actually grab. Hold on. You gotta get what I'm saying because I want you to respond to it. I don't want you to just be defensive about the book. Because a lot of the stuff you think, be patient with me, bro. A lot of the stuff you think you're going to tell me that weighs, don't weigh. I'm not going off belief. You can't tell me it matches up with prophecy. The prophecy is a lie. The prophecy is not just a lie, but it's not a prophecy. It's instructions. You will be enslaved, mean I will enslave you, nigga. And if I write it as a prophecy, you will be acceptance to the slavery because you think it's ordained because of something you did. Walk into my slave chambers.
Hold on. I agree with what you're saying, except for just the last sentence. If the last sentence is not, it won't be that you will be accepted to the slavery. You would actually start trying to get out of it. That's all that it really would do.
How do you get once you realize
that?
No, that's the sentence I don't need. That's the sentence that's taken away from the conversation. Now you just said
no, because once you realize that somebody
can't keep preaching to me.
Dude, you gotta learn how to communicate, Battle Axe, man. Let the man speak. Y'all can't. It's like
I'm just my turn to respond.
You're interrupting. Dude. You're not letting them get a point out, bro.
Fat, bro. You think you can give me
man? He got his point out.
I'm saying you think, and he got his point off, and I heard it, and I want to stick there because what y'all do is you give a point, and then you give a supporting faith sentence that's supposed to inspire me. I don't need that. I don't need that.
Well, can he respond fully before you interrupt him?
Yeah, he can. But what I like to do, real talk, because I do it to myself, efficient conversations. I know you don't give a fuck about this shit. So why would I even bring this shit up? I know me saying it's not gonna, like, it's a bunch of, that's why I'm sticking in y'all paradigm and saying, okay, even if Revelation, see what I'm saying? So when he come in and tell me something preachy, he's wasting everyone's time because that's not what this conversation is asking for. I'm not asking to be faith into believing. I'm asking for some type of logic. At least logic. I'm not even asking you to share your screen. I don't mind him getting his thought out. I just want him to stop thinking this last sentence, this is going to get him. No, that first sentence is what I asked for, bro. And you gave it clear. Like, that's all I do. Because as we talk and get used to each other, I like for the conversations to boom, boom, boom. Not boom, damn.
Wait a minute.
Boom.
Hold on, but if you just run the tape back, you talk for a grip.
Because I
didn't even get to say 3 sentences.
Because I'm initiating the question, the conversation. Now you're responding to it, but then you're trying to initiate a point that'll have me asking another question. That's how these panels go. That's why we never get a conversation covered and a question answered. I like to stick where we at. Just like I had the first point, and then we started talking about the Dark Ages. Yehukanan came in and said he's related to Saint John the Baptist. All of that stuff was stuff that I was patient with, and I'm like, they don't hear the conversation. They got distracted that fast.
Listen, let me say something real quick. I don't only speak online. We're professional presenters, man. We take conversations to strangers all the time, man. Absolutely. And they respond in all areas and in all different varieties, man. But at the end of the day, man, we don't get this type of response as if we're out of balance. We know how to speak. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. It's just that you don't allow me to respond. That's the reason why there will be some weird stuff going on.
Okay, watch.
Because you insist on having a long
conversation. You insist on having
a long question.
No, okay, go ahead. I want you to answer the question.
But you ain't ready for a long answer.
Okay, I got it. Watch this. Watch this happen for the 100,000th time, bro. Okay, go ahead. I said it's not a prophecy. It's an instruction. When it says you will be enslaved, that's really saying I will enslave your ass. And the fact that I said that God did it, He hardened my heart because it's something you did, you accept it. Now you started to say, no, it's not that you accept it, but that you will fight to get from about the curses. Okay, continue. Better X?
Right. I mean, yeah, I said that it would bring you to the awareness. That's the first thing to recovery is acknowledgement. Huh? Once you can acknowledge that these are prophecies and they are fitting you and you're held to the terms of these curses, you can do something about it.
Okay. So So
you don't accept it.
Okay, so how do we fight to get from out of the curses?
You start obeying the commandments.
Now, how many of us have to obey the commandments to get from out of the curses?
Everybody got to obey the commandments to get out of the curses. Those that don't will perish.
So 100% of black people have to follow 100% of the laws, and then what will happen at that point?
No, 100% of the black people has to keep the commandments, though. When there's laws that is applied to the land, it's not to be misconstrued and taken out of context. But the ones when it comes down to the 10 commandments about thou shalt not make any graven images, or you shall not, honor your mother and your father, honor the Sabbath, you gotta do those things, man.
Okay, and so once 100% of black people are not working on the Sabbath, honoring their parents, all of these commandments, then what happens to get us from under the curses?
They will no longer be under the curses once they do that.
Why? What will happen? What will be the event?
They kept the commandments.
One of the promises within the 10 commandments is honor the Sabbath because he has hallowed that day. You know what I mean? So that day right there, you're actually going to receive your benefits. But that's a day of the Most High power. He'll be present with you that day. So you can rely on being satisfied for your righteous desires.
So what will make
if you petition?
What will make us not under the curses anymore once we're obeying all the commandments? Are the white people going to say, look, they're obeying the commandments, let's stop treating them unfairly? What will happen?
Well, Most High said in the book of Isaiah that he said he will cause us to ride upon the high places.
So what does that look like?
In other words, the Most High will be responsible for us to end up in a high position of existence.
So what does that look like? We'll start following commandments, and all of a sudden, white people will start treating us fairly and giving us an equal shot at education and economics.
Yeah, that's one of the. That's one of the things that he says. Yeah, he says that in 1 Kings 8 and 47.
So once we start following the commandments, the Most High will soften the white man's heart.
Yep. He said that he'll have mercy on us so that our enemies will have mercy on us.
Are you fucking serious, bro? You believe that?
Yes. He said he's the God that makes men of all of one mind. That's the only thing that explains racism. It's the only thing that explains people being scared of black people.
Oh my God, bro! I can't believe you truly believe that.
Man, what's wrong with
the white man's heart if we just behave? Like
what
that's
explains racism?
People's ignorance.
Okay, well, check it out. Check it out. How much money has the government given out in the last year?
What the fuck does that have to do with anything, bro?
How much money were they giving out the year before that?
What does that have to do with anything, bro?
Who said that who said that we need to keep commandments, and we actually have been doing it? And who said that these people are going to have to give us money at literally the start of the end of last year? Who said that?
Well, I am completely lost. I don't know how you're tying in PPP money to the Most High. I don't.
The Most High has called these people to give us money. Everybody, listen. Man, everybody's not sick. There's not even most like people. Let's take it out. Most people is not even sick. It's virtually nobody sick. To where black people are trying to say that this shit is a hoax.
The Most High has white men giving you money. What is wrong with you niggas? What the fuck is wrong with you? You a goddamn zealot, man. Like, that shit is ridiculous, man. Ain't no fucking Most High had no white man give you no motherfucking money. Like, what the fuck is on your goddamn mind, bro?
Listen, though, then why did it actually happen?
Because of the pandemic?
Why did we, when he said, if we turn our heart fully to him while we are in the land of our captivity, that he will cause these people to give us money?
Bro, so in a summer of buildings being burned down all across the country, you telling me we turned our heart to him?
Nigga, there's Hebrew Israelites. The rest of y'all, like dudes like you that want to be a scoffer like that, hey man, there might not be much hope for you, man. That's the reason why you probably see it the way that you see it.
Like real talk, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, if the Most High want to do something, fuck a check, bro. Like, fuck a check, bro. Open up the doors. Let me go into some land and construct our own monetary system, trade system. Don't give me comfortability.
He did. He opened up Africa. Listen. Right now is a good time to get a passport.
Yeah, anytime's a good time to get a passport.
Listen, hey, there is no other time than now, though. So right now is a good time to get a passport. And there's places in Africa where you can buy land, 15 acres for $1,500 US dollars. There is your land.
That's it.
They're giving it to you.
Hold on, I gotta buy my land to get my land from the Most High. Like, let's cut the bullshit. I have to buy some land from the Most High. The money you didn't generate any energy to get that money. How come I didn't?
You're sitting there and they say stimulus check. That's exactly what it means. It means like you didn't generate this. This was stimulated.
You know where the money came from?
You know when somebody stimulates you?
Do you know where the money came from?
Stimulation.
Taxes taken from working citizens.
What are you talking about, man? That's from slavery. They bank is a whole lot bigger than taxes.
Boy, you crazy as hell.
You don't think that their bank account stayed at least the same as it was when it was in slavery? You don't think that it stayed equivalent? These people had a bank account from slavery.
That don't got nothing to do with the fact that the stimulus money comes from tax deduction taken from working class citizens for when shit like this happens.
That wave is still being ridden. They're still riding that same wave.
Having the same conversation I was having. I don't know why you just spurred.
I am having the same conversation.
The money came from taxes, bro.
No, taxes is actually from slavery.
If we didn't pay taxes, they wouldn't be giving you that money. They would be saying, they would be saying, see, this is why you should pay taxes. So when stuff like this happen.
No. They gave you your taxes back on income tax return every year.
Tripping, bro. Can you just Google it right quick and see where the money come from, bro? Nobody's blessing you. Nobody's blessing you.
Listen. He said, listen, it doesn't matter where it came from. Listen, listen, let me say this real quick. It doesn't matter where it came from.
You do not deserve to talk after
the Most High said that he's going to cause them to have mercy.
You do not get to talk after you say it doesn't matter where it came from when the conversation is, where did the money come from? You said you did nothing to earn this money.
The conversation is not where did the money come from.
You said I did.
The conversation is that the Most High has caused these people to give it to us.
Stop.
And you're trying to say, well, since it came from the taxes, that didn't come from the Most High.
See what I'm saying? Now I'm supposed to just let him keep doing this? You said I did nothing to earn that money. It's a stimuli. You know what it is when somebody stimulates you? You went all into this bullshit.
Yeah, you like that one.
When you clearly can research to see where the money comes from. Why are you having such a hard time with that? And then, now that we see that we did earn the money, and they're just deciding to give us some of the money that we saved for us, now it don't matter.
That's a lie. That ain't money that you saved for you. You got your income tax return.
Bro, you know
every year you got your income tax return. That's what that is.
Domo, where the money come from? Because Domo studied this.
How you know I didn't have to pay taxes?
Hold on.
No, Battle Wax.
Wait a minute, let me say this real quick.
A maniac. No. That's your fucking
Are you going to allow me to speak then?
Like, I
haven't got to say a sentence.
We having a conversation. Can you stopping the conversation?
You going to let me say a sentence?
Can you stop? Bro, I'm letting you say sentences. You finna make me break something.
Well, let me say this real quick.
I don't want to hear that. I want to continue.
It.
I want to continue having the conversation we've been having. You always want to stop to say something right quick. No.
Let me say it because I'm going to forget and you're keeping on
I don't give a fuck if you forget. I want you to forget. It has nothing to do with the conversation. You said
it's not. Man, let me say this, man.
You said we didn't do nothing to earn the money. That's a lie. Can you take that back now?
What kind of damn mic you got?
Can you take that back now?
Brother, that ain't no lie, man.
Okay. So now,
brother, you trying to say that it comes from the taxes. Let me say this real quick though, man. Damn. Like what you doing is you trying to fucking like bully the whole fucking conversation. Let me be a man.
You're bullying the conversation by making me stop talking about what we're talking about to have some random
like damn nigga like you're not gonna let me just say what's on.
Go ahead, man. Speak to
like what's on my mind. I'm simply just saying that it doesn't matter if it came from fucking the Easter Bunny or at the end of a golden rainbow. The Most High has caused these white folks, wherever the fuck they done fisted from, to give it to your ass. Okay. Why you sit there?
Now, you said it. You said it. You're not finna preach. Now, can I ask you something? Since you said I did nothing to earn the money, how do you correlate?
I didn't say nothing to earn it then, okay? But okay, I'll back that up because if that's all that you can hang on, you just now like ignore what I said.
That's a blatant lie. You said the Most High. You're claiming the Most High made the white people gifters. If that's a lie, that's your whole discussion. That's not a part of it.
How is that a lie?
Vinny, what's up? Hold on. Let me get a break, bro. Let me smoke. Vinny, what's up, bro?
Hey, peace, everybody. How y'all doing, man? Thanks for letting me on, Swab. Just want to shout out y'all, man, for the information. I like the debates. I learned a lot. Baby didn't like what I said. But what I was going to say was, man, I agree with Battle Axe about, like, the Most High putting us in this predicament. And it's all based on us not doing what we were supposed to do. So in the comments, I left a message saying that like the whole Bible is based on the Torah, and if you don't know what the instructions are, then that's how all the doctrines get created. Now, I'm not gonna go as far as to say that Martin Luther was an outstanding man. No, he wasn't doing nothing. He was misleading the people too, if you ask me. But you know. But when you go up in there, Suave, like a lot of them concerns you was expressing, man, is directly in that book, in the instructions, like no trespassing, right?
I get that.
So you got some
I promise, I understand. The thing is, it's not exclusive to that book. I came up with them ideas on my own, and people said that's in the Bible, and they use that for some reason. It's saying the Bible is valid. No, you come up with this shit on your own if you smart. If you're just, you say that's that person's shit. I don't want to.
Okay, if you can come up with it on your own,
hold on. I'm still smoking. I'm gonna get back to you and your uncle, and y'all can beat me up.
No, just let me respond after you though. I'm gonna just respond after you.
Okay, that's cool. I'm coming up with this stuff on my own. I never wanted to kill. I never wanted to dishonor my mother and father. Like, bro, I didn't get that from the Bible. Like, there's nothing exclusive to that Bible that I can't get somewhere else or naturally come to the conclusion of my own, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, so if you can come up with the same stuff.
Hold on. Let Vinny reply to that, and then I'll let you reply. My bad, because that was in reply to what he was saying. I was replying to what Vinny was saying. I'm letting him rebut what I just commented to it. Then I'm gonna go to you.
Okay, so yeah. So I was gonna say, like a lot of people do, man. But like when you read the new, like in the New Testament, it says when the nations do the things that are in the law without having the law, that's a law to themselves. You know what I'm saying?
This is Vinny from the chat.
Yeah.
This is Vinny.
Yeah.
Vinny
What's going on? What's going on, Damo?
What's good with you, Peppy?
Not much, man. If I had your hands, I'd cut mine off. But
let me not interrupt. I'm just like, damn, we got niggas sitting quick. Yeah,
hey, but so yeah, so I mean, some of these things is universal. Like a lot of these things is universal, But what about the ones that's not so universal? Like stealing, killing. Yeah, any righteous person is not gonna want to steal, not gonna kill, right? But what about the ones who have land, and it says like, if you have a piece of land and you got somebody walking through your land, they can stop through and eat and get full off of your stuff. Or if in a certain part of the year, you got to release all the debt. You know what I'm saying? So some of the stuff is universal, and a lot of these people have it, but a lot of the people don't. And I think that's why the laws existed, because people wasn't following and adhering to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely agree with Battle Axe. I don't know if he's conveying it, in a way that's palatable, because I know that most people have an issue with the book anyway, just based on our history, and people misusing it and throwing us into slavery, throwing everybody into slavery. But you know what I'm saying? But I mean, man, them everything that's in there it's about nation building. And I to be honest with you, I thought
for real, man.
that Battle Axe was gonna come with blue, about the nation building and about morality, because you really basically can't. I mean, if you got the STEM going on, if you ain't got the morality, then you just gonna be just like the oppressors, and that's a lot of the problems that we have, is everybody want to be like our oppressors, making money off of everybody, but it's really a communal book, man. And
okay, let me get reply right quick.
I'll yield.
I want to ask you something. Let me get Aki in right quick, and then I'll come back to you. Go ahead, Aki.
You stated just a little bit ago that you came up with something on your own, and then somebody told you that comes from the Bible. And then you still go against the Bible, even though there's things that you come up on your own that's in there. Why can't you just be cool with the people that's cool with everything that's in there? If you can agree to the thing that's in there.
Yeah, because what's also in there, see, that's just how they do it. Does everybody love their mama? Yeah. Well, kill these Africans. Huh? You got to take this land from these people. They're animals. Take the land, get the resources, take their women. But you love your mother too, right? I don't want to take their land and kill their people. So you don't love your mother? That's what y'all try to do to us like we kids. That's
no, does it tell you to do that though? It doesn't tell you to do that.
Yes, it does.
Where?
Who are the
when and where?
And the Hittites and the Amorites?
No, did that happen, or is that something that happened?
It's happening still to this day.
Or is that a commandment that you're supposed to do?
That war is still being declared on those Africans to this day. They're still over there dying.
So we're supposed to go to war. You think that we're supposed to go to war?
No, I don't think this shit is real. I think that
you. It doesn't say that. So you got a problem with a story that's in the book.
I have a problem with the book compiling all of these dumbass stories and trying to push them off like they were true, and then over glorifying
it. What commandment are you against? Because the whole duty of man is to keep the commandments, not worry about the history.
I'm against the political ties that it has on real life. When they say it's
but it's your history though. All it is your history.
Okay, thank you.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Let me go back to Vinny. Vinny.
Wait. One last question. What problem do you have with the commandments that's in there?
I would have to break that down. I don't have a problem with the commandments that I know of. You know, honor your mother and, you know, don't kill, don't steal, don't covet another man's and all that stuff. Keeping the Sabbath, I guess I could say, but I'm not against it. I just don't see no, you know, if you got to work on Saturday, work on Saturday. If you could take a break on Tuesday, take a break on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those are practices that could be, you know, constructed, but there's no reward or punishment system for not holding it. I don't think that's
there is a punishment system for not holding it.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. But as far as trying to hype some people up by rubbing their back and saying you like cookies and milk, I like cookies and milk. That don't got nothing to do with it. Yeah. Okay. So somebody says something smart or nice in the Bible. So the fuck what? Look at the rest of the book. It's legitimizing the murdering of Aboriginal indigenous people all over the earth to replace.
No, it's war. People war all the time.
Well, it's condoning war, which is wrong.
No, it's not. It's just showing you war that's in there.
It's condoning war. It's structuring
that's
war.
Thou shalt not kill.
It's commanding you to war.
There's a time for war. There's sometimes it's time for war.
And I get all that. And that's political. That's the white man saying this is how we take control.
No, that's life.
This is how we
not
take
white
control.
People.
That's the white people saying this is how we take control of people's lands and kill these motherfuckers.
So black people don't war against each other?
Man, you crazy, bro. Okay, so
we don't got Bloods and Crips.
Okay, Vinny, let me ask you this.
We ain't even warring over no land. We warring over
colors. Chill, brother. Chill.
So let me ask you this.
Hey, man. Hey, Swab. When you talk about all these wars and all that stuff, though, in the Bible and all that, and that was in the Old Testament. This was just stuff that happened.
That's what's up.
You know, but when you get to the prophecies, it prophesies about our own issues that we're going to be going through before we get into our kingdom. But this time we go into our kingdom a little bit more at ease, at civilized. We're gonna go in with joy. It's prophesied in the book of Jeremiah that we're gonna walk in joy. We're gonna be laughing and giving praises to the Most High. So it ain't about to be like you know, we're gonna be over there, you know, slashing and bashing giants and shit. We already doing all that over here.
Good, thank you. So now, Vinny, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Now, you say the Bible teaches you about nation building. How does the Bible teach you how to draw borders? How do you decide what borders shape a nation?
Well, I mean, in the Bible, you know, all the nations in there got their own plots of land. So I would imagine that they have their own story to tell. But the Bible is pretty much basically just dealing with the Hebrew people or the Israelites. It's an Israelite.
Okay, so it's only teaching the Israelites how to make a nation, not how to make a nation.
Well, you make a nation based on the laws that you have, but that's basically what it's about.
That's a cool statement. But you said the Bible teaches you how to build nations. Well, it doesn't if you're not an Israelite. You're on your own.
So they already have a nation.
And even if you are Israelite, how do you know where your land stops and the next land starts? Why the Bible doesn't tell you how much to charge for an apple that grows free off of a tree? How much to charge for a gallon of water that flows freely up the stream? If it's teaching you how to build a nation, why isn't giving you instructions on stuff like that?
Because you ain't supposed to be charging people for water. But first off,
right.
That ain't something that's actually equitable. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't do that to people. That's wrong.
But he just said if somebody come past your land and get full off your tree. So if somebody come past your land and get full off your water, that's the same shit. Get out of my fucking street.
They can do that.
People are allowed to walk past, man, and get food. It's not even that big a deal.
Well,
the Most High will be blessing you.
Said.
Yeah. That's
yes,
what I was
did.
Saying.
Yes, he did say that.
Yeah, you go in there into somebody's land, say you hungry, right? And you see somebody got apple trees over there. You just go pick an apple. You go pick
that
an
shit
apple.
Don't apply today though. I don't know why y'all saying that.
No, I know it don't.
Died or some shit like that. He wasn't doing shit wrong, but some people said he was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be, and they killed him. I don't I don't get y'all logic when y'all start.
That's why you need a kingdom where that stuff ain't allowed, where people ain't sweating it like that.
Right.
You need to be living among black people. Need to live amongst people that ain't sweating shit like
that. Shit sound good, but how? Go ahead, bro. I ain't got this.
Y'all,
we the wrong type of people.
Every time you use food. Well, my bad. Anybody? Y'all
go ahead. Go ahead.
It says every time you yield food, you're supposed to leave food for the poor.
That's right.
Okay, but
every time.
Benny's example
was
literally. The Bible teaches. We were talking about thieving, stealing. He said, well, how do you stop somebody from coming to get food off your tree? So now he's saying it's okay for people to come get food off your tree? Because that wasn't his sentence.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's not his okay. If you're hungry, you can eat. That's what it says.
Hold on. I hear y'all. But what you say, Vinny? Because that's
contrary
to what you came on saying.
If I said that, I spoke it wrong. But I was saying, like, there is no trespassing. If somebody's hungry, they can come and eat off of your land. The only thing that they can't do is, get a bag and then get some groceries. You know what I mean? Go over there and start picking everything. And just to hit back on what Taz was saying, that's messed up. And that's why I feel like that's why we need the Torah. That's why I feel like I need the Torah. Let me rephrase it that way, because it basically teaches you that none of this stuff is ours, right? Like the hills and the land, all of this stuff belongs to the Creator. So whatever we need, we should be able to go in and freely get, and that's why every nation in the Bible was allotted their own plot of land. The Canaanites got their land, which was ironically the land of Israel before Israel, he gave it over to Israel. But if you really study the story, and I think I look at this a little bit differently than probably the brothers Badalak and Akmalak and a lot of people, but I see it as like Noah taught all his kids the same thing. And each one of them kids went off and spun off and did their own thing. Now, what I see is Canaan started doing, they got off into some other stuff, and they went off into doing their own thing, and then which is why they got put out of that land, and it got given over to Israel.
I agree with that same
thing. Israel did the same thing, and the same thing happened to Israel. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he's just the God of Israel. No, he's gonna punish everybody the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and when you read the stories in there, like you see all the examples happening that way, and it's basically Domo was touching on it, or Damo. I say Domo because everybody say Domo, but Damo was touching on it the other day about the ills of capitalism. You know what I'm saying? And he was basically speaking out the Bible, and he was talking everything that's in there. And that Torah is basically, and if you love somebody, you're going to do things a certain way, and you're going to show them things. Like if they need something, you give it to them. Because if they cry out, guess what he said? He said, if they cry out to me that you mistreating them, I'm going to hit you with the sword. That's what he said, right? But I think everybody gets hung up on the judgment instead of focusing.
What I'm clearly speaking, like you said, if somebody needs something, give them something. But the people who was pushing that Bible wasn't doing it. People needed things, and they were killing them or charging them or letting them die because they couldn't afford them. But at the same time, telling you, here, be this person, and we'll rule like to me that just seemed like the setup, bro. That's just it. Like it's when I look at history and I look at the biblical text, the biblical history, it's a big. What are you gonna do? That's it, bro. Like because it's saying obey your mama, don't make me believe in the beginning. How did you get in the beginning? Who was there to record in the beginning? How did you get that in English, bro? That's such an insult to the beginning. The beginning is sacred.
Telling us he was communing with Moses, man, on the mountain. He was telling him all that stuff, man.
Thank you. And that convinces you, not me. If you can't tell the criteria, the Bible cannot prove the Bible. I cannot say, how do you know the Bible is real? You say, well, look in it and go to the page to say the Bible is real. Nigga. If it's real, everything that's real that existed has been witnessed. And if it's been witnessed, it's been cross-referenced.
The story can't be, the story can't prove the story. You can only believe the story.
Okay, that's what's up.
So the same thing as the book. It's just a story in words.
As precious and sacred as the beginning is, how do you just wrap it up in the beginning? God created the heavens and the earth. In a language that has words. In the language.
You're an atheist.
In the language.
What's your explanation?
In the language. We could get into that. In a language to. In the same language that you could curse your mother in. Like, that just don't make sense to me, bro. And I don't mind getting into what I understand, but this is what happens when you're questioned and you consecutively cannot answer.
I want to answer. You don't stop asking the question. No, you're answering a lot of questions. You can say, you're consecutively asking questions.
I mean, okay, and I would like for you to consecutively give me answers.
Oh, you won't even allow that to happen. You know that.
How come? Which answer you didn't?
Because I'm going to get cut off.
You the one been talking the most. You cannot. Have I been unfair?
You haven't been unfair. You've been getting over talked. People are not learning, and that's why I was saying like everybody needs to chill out, because when y'all guys get to talking, I actually listen and I'm learning, but I can't learn when people are over talking people, and the audience is sitting up here listening and they're trying to learn as well. But sometimes it cannot.
Nobody trying to hear that shit, nigga.
What's that?
I'm not learning. I can't learn.
No, I'm serious. Like, no, real talk. Like, when you guys get to talking,
I thought it was going pretty good, though, bro.
Huh?
I mean, it gets worse than this, bro. This ain't. I mean, this ain't that bad.
I mean, I know what you're saying. You know, I'm not new to the argument league. I'm just saying. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying the over talking is like, yo, listen, I know everybody's passionate about their beliefs, but it's like, yo, over talking is like, can be looked at as basically being deceptive. It's almost like you're getting killed on your point, so you got to over talk in order for you not to get killed. But I got a question for you, Suave. When you're done talking with Battle Axe and Akalaka or whatever, so I'm gonna sit back and be patient and let them, let you guys go ahead and do your dialogue.
Ask me, Battle Axe, Akalaka?
I didn't ask you nothing.
I'm asking before I move on to him. That's being polite. That's being a brother to you.
I don't got nothing else to ask you. Battle Axe ask you. I've been stopped talking.
Yeah. You made a statement earlier. You were saying that about like revelations. That's what it was tied to. Like, how are we gonna just automatically accept it? And we started responding about like, well, it was the prophecies, you know. So my question to you is,
Cash, sit down.
Is when I or any other people point out prophecies, I'm pretty sure other people might point out other prophecies, but the one I in particularly brought out was the one tonight. Or anybody in particular, just to say that, ends up going into captivity in the land of their enemies. There were some people that was promised that if they did, their enemies will show them some love. And when we saying that, and we all know what we talking about, what we see as love is money. Show me some love by giving me some money. Don't sit there and tell me that we all can hold hands together at the sunset. Put your money where your mouth is. And these people did. So that right there lined up with that book. So what do you do to do? What are you using or holding on to in order for you to just now totally disregard and turn a blind eye?
My people.
To that connection.
My people. That's what's valuable to me. I'm not looking for money. Like, I could get money. You drop me off any fucking country, I'm gonna have some type of trade going on. I need the ability to exclusively work with my people in the means that I need to reverse what the fuck you did to me. Get the fuck out of the way. That's it.
And you don't think that could be accomplished by people being given money?
No, they give you money and say, spend it at Foot Locker. We are allowed to choose from the choices that's been made for us, and we think that's freedom. We were once on a plantation. Hold on, have patience. We was once on a plantation, living in a raggedy house, eating some raggedy food, right? Wearing some raggedy clothes. Then they removed the fences, gave us some paper dollars, and we went right back to them and said, let me get that raggedy house, them raggedy clothes, and that raggedy food, and we think we're free. Money is a problem if you don't have the system to spend it in. If we're only here to move dollars around, and I get it, capitalism, yay, let's be okay. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about what's stopping my people from being raped, killed, brutalized, dehumanized, bred out, wrote out of history, misrepresented, it's not money. It's not money. You don't give me, here's a bunch of money, now return back to that same system. No.
Okay, let me respond real quick. All right. But the connection is noticeable, right? In between the timing about the so-called black man calling himself trying to keep the commandments, and then the Most High Power having these people, for whatever reason and however and wherever it came from, they ended up giving these people money.
What? Say it again.
According to 1 Kings 8:47, that if we turn back to the Most High Power with all our heart, and then you can see that being done with the Israelite movement.
Okay.
In the land of our captivities, the Most High said that He will cause our enemies, the same people that was buying and selling us in slavery, obviously, to give us money.
Okay, I would write that in there too if I wanted to fuck you up to establish a monetary system. I want to fuck. But
that was written thousands of years ago. That's the crazy thing.
Okay. That's a belief. I'm not dealing with that.
No, it's facts.
You have a book written by people who took everything you ever had and then created a fake paper dollar and created a system for you to slave under them to receive these things. And then they wrote it in the book. God will bless you with them paper dollars so that you could continue to buy these things that was taken from you, from the motherfuckers who took them from you. Fuck that.
No, it's just that the concept of payment is not far-fetched, and these people back then understood it.
Do you hear me?
They understood it.
You cannot give me a fucking
revenue.
U.S. No, brother. You cannot give me a U.S. tender talking about everything that I've been through. I need the system that supports this tender to no longer exist.
I know, but that part right there might have to take some work on you. That might have to take some work on you.
That's the start. That's the bare minimum. That's
money,
the start.
Money. So okay, let me ask you a question. So money is not a resource?
Money is not a resource. No. Money is a fiat currency that you
use. Cannot use money.
Excuse me, sorry. Can you please listen to the whole sentence? Money is a fiat currency that they use to exchange for resources.
No, it's actually a banknote that's supposed to represent.
That's not a resource. That's not a resource. A banknote is not a resource.
It's tied to the gross national product. It used to be based off the gold standard.
A bank source is a fiat currency, bro. It's not backed by any resources, bro.
It's backed by the gross national product.
Listen to what the
fuck backed by everything. It's backed by everything that you see made in USA, including steel.
So this the kingdom of heaven, right? And the money of God.
Listen. The dollar, they took it off the gold standard and they put it onto the gross national product.
Why are you talking about this? Why is this?
So you can know that listen, let me say this. So you can know that the dollar does have like a valuable payment. Like you have received
It's
money.
faith based.
But he's
at least here and in Africa,
it's
10 times the amount in Africa.
It's faith based.
But you gotta understand though, bro. It has a dollar bill has no intrinsic value.
I know it doesn't have any intrinsic value.
Then that's what he's talking about, though, right? So, like, if this system collapses, that dollar is meaningless.
I bet you if you got a motherfucking 1867 greenback, that motherfucker got some.
Bro, why you always gotta come with some other shit?
Before it does crash, it times the amount.
They show you a dollar with some intrinsic value. I'm just saying, nigga. It's some dollars out here, nigga, that's worth some dollars.
Yeah, it's dollars that's worth out. You right. Shit, you fuck around with
because they're historical. That's still sentimental.
The historical value.
That's still
right. You know, I gotta add my book.
Yeah, but there's no use for it. Nobody's saying, man, I need to fix, eat or something. I wish I had a fucking dollar. Only reason they saying that is because that's what you're trying to get that stuff.
I mean, really, if the shit was to collapse, I mean, we niggas was sitting on all these dollars, that shit would become bandages. You know what I'm saying? It would become cloth. You know what I mean?
It would be toilet tissue.
So check it out. So that's why it would be smarter to leave sooner than later and utilize it where it's 10 times the amount of value in Africa as it is right now. It folds 5 times.
But the problem with that though is that the American dollar shouldn't be dictating the value of anything in Africa, but it does. And so that understanding is how we see that even outside of America, white supremacy gets exported. You know what I mean?
Right. That's real.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that. So that's what Suave is talking about. Like that system itself, the system that maintains our understanding of capitalism and value is what undermines us. Not the fact that it didn't give us money, but it's because it's positioned us as the foundation of what is going to build itself off of.
But if you really think about it, that actually works out for our benefit better than if somebody is actually made that happen intentionally. Because
they did make it happen intentionally.
At the end of the day, we can use that. I'm talking about the whole thing as if like they knew that there was going to be a pandemic. They knew that there was going to be a stimulus thing. They knew that they were going to be doing EEE and PPPs. Like it's almost as if they knew that it was going to happen. Because now, at that time, where it's actually easy to convince somebody to look at someplace else alternative to this place, it is the dollars that you have right now is 10 times the amount. No matter what you got, it's 10 times the amount in Africa.
Okay,
right now.
That's not a blessing from the Most High.
You can utilize that. Okay, and somebody in the Bible, if they were in a captivity, let me say this real quick. Somebody in the Bible, if they were in captivity and their dollar, whatever they were being paid at in the land of their captivity, and the Most High liberated them, and they ended up in their land, and they had 10 times the amount of value, that wouldn't be a bad part of the story. That would be like sensible. You could tell people would utilize those resources. It's like walking out with gold right now.
Okay, so since you said that, because you said it, what that got to do with the Most High?
The Most High said that he was going to make that happen.
You saying you think the stimulus is the Most High kind of paying back?
I know that slavery was. I know that Jim Crow and racism was. So
you didn't even let me finish my answer. Now I'm a question, brother. Listen to me first. I'm trying to ask you something. So you think that the stimulus checks that are being given out is like a some type of reparations or some type of
reward from the Most High for the Israelites that's following the commandments?
Yeah, that's what you think?
I know this one, man. I'm not one of the dudes that was able to get in unemployment, but man, I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm just asking.
If I was, let me just say it. If I was able to have unemployment, I would not be thinking about reparations.
What the fuck?
I don't
understand. I'm just asking you a simple question, my brother. You going too deep, bro. Do you think? Listen,
I'm telling you, man. I've seen people with it.
Okay, so
and I'm looking my head. I'm like, man, I was like, wait a minute.
Battle X, time out. So, and I asked this, I want to let you get to this.
Where did this conversation just go?
Straight to Battle X work. So you telling me you forgive all the oppression that we've been through, biblically and historically, for unemployment?
I'm boning white folks. What do you think you're gonna end up? What do you think you're gonna do to these people?
You ain't even answer my question, bro. It's
okay. First, let me answer Swab's question first. To answer his question, yeah, I would let that shit go. I already let that shit go.
Damn, bro.
I ain't mad at white folks. I don't go outside. I don't go outside.
And that's the problem. We talking to somebody who don't care no more. That's the problem. We talking to a motherfucker that don't care no more. He said, I don't give a fuck what them crackers did to us. That's the problem, bro.
So now, answer my question. So you think that this stimulus check is the Most High kind of like doing restoration or some kind of reparations for the slave trade for the Israelites?
I'm not saying that it is it's reparation for the slave trade. That's a false equation. All I'm simply just saying is that he said that if we turn to him, which we did, he said that he'll cause these people to show some love.
So that's what you think the stimulus check is for the Israelites?
I think the stimulus check and the EDD and the PPP. I'm not gonna say so much as the stimulus check unless you got kids. It's $1,200 funky ass dollars. All right, I'm gonna do it with just the $1,200. That wasn't a big whoop. But like I'm talking about, like if I have a gang of fuck kids and this the government every few months drop me a cool like little 7,000 of them or something like that, man, like nigga, I will be making me plans on dipping.
Okay, okay, so let me ask Domo a question. Domo,
I just want to ask a question. As soon as you get done, fam. As soon as you do, just holler at your boy, bro. I just really
Domo. You going to Battle X, right, Brandon?
Yeah, you goddamn right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Domo. Now I just did some research.
No, hold on. I don't know if you got it. Brandon, Battle X, and then I go to Yehukana and the Domo conversation.
Okay, brother. So I just want to get this clarified so that I may have a better understanding of your understanding. So, in essence, what you're saying is you would forgive the hanging of Black people, the burning down of Black people in houses, the burning of crosses in front of people's homes, the killing of people in churches, the everyday murders that we're basically seeing right now on television and on social media for unemployment?
It's not about them trading for unemployment. All I simply said is I was just leaving. What really is
over reparations?
Like, I'm not tripping on the white folks.
Over reparations. Would you think that that's more adequate to give a people over reparations? Is that your personal opinion?
Reparations?
Because that's what you said. You said, fuck reparations, give me unemployment. So what I'm asking
I would definitely take reparations right now in a way for these people. I mean, unemployment right now, like they giving it. I would just rather go for that one than to wait on the motherfucking two birds in a bush.
The PPP brews.
The bird in hand is always better than two in the bush. One bird in hand is better than two birds in the bush.
Okay, all right.
Always remember that. Always remember. Hey, listen, that's a wise old saying that y'all brothers can learn from. That I didn't come up with.
It was wise a long time ago. We're smarter.
No, it's wise. Wisdom doesn't die.
Hold on.
Yo, Lance, what the hell are you doing?
He finna get his ass kicked. Trying to play them weak ass Israelite beats. Listen, a lot of this shit was smart in the 1400s. The grass is green on the other side. Don't eat your fingernails. Worms are growing. Don't eat sunflower seeds. Sunflowers are growing. Don't sit too close on the TV. You go blind. Well, people walk around with fucking screens 6 inches from their face all day, and we're not going blind. The shit is not impressive anymore. Let the shit die with our great-grandmother peacefully. And let's create some new sayings that establish some shit now, bro. This shit is crazy, bro. Let that old ass shit go. Yahukanon, Domo, you in the building?
Yeah, man. What's up?
All right, so listen. Let me ask you a question, bro, because you more of an expert on this. You went to school. You got the political science degree. So listen, the federal the national debt or whatever, the federal debt, is that supposed to be paid with tax money?
That's the only way to pay it.
Okay, so we're like what 20 trillion maybe or 20 trillion plus in debt. That's the national debt, and that's supposed to be paid with tax money, right?
Yeah, like I said, that's the only way to pay it.
Okay.
So government doesn't generate.
Well, correct me now if I'm wrong, because I just Googled up real quick. So from what I just seen, the stimulus check is an IOU that's basically coming out of being added to the national debt. Is that correct?
Nah, it's not an IOU because you can't owe yourself your own money. Like ultimately, the purpose of the stimulus check is an investment. It's an investment in the economy.
Right.
It's not like here we giving you this money and you gotta pay taxes regardless.
So where's it coming from? Basically, is my answer. Where are they borrowing the money from?
A private group of families that ride under the federal reserve.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, the money coming from the government.
No,
like
it's
this is.
Let them finish. Wow.
I mean, listen, like there's a technical way in which this conversation takes place, and then there's the way niggas want to have the conversation. Right? Like even asking me, is it an IOU? Is like, bro, that's not. Government doesn't function that way. The government doesn't like generate its own income. The way that our government is funded is through taxpayer dollars.
And loans.
I mean,
the Federal Reserve. And
you said what?
Loans from the Federal Reserve.
Right, but a loan, like when I say generate income, a loan isn't generating income.
Oh yeah, generate. Well,
loan, yeah.
That's what I say. I don't.
So yeah, how I'm trying to understand.
We generate income
again? Through taxes.
That's how we generate income. Who is we?
That's how the federal government.
So the federal government.
What?
Earns incomes by taxing the citizens of the states of the countries of within they work. That's some cold shit.
So basically,
I mean, not that.
My bad, though.
I mean, you gotta look at it like this. Like ultimately, the government is supposed to work for the people. So the exchange of tax dollars between the government and the people and the people and the government is essentially supposed to be looked at as an investment. Right? Like you're paying money to have a functioning military. You're paying money to, to maintain the systems of the laws and systems that are established, because the government is what delivers those services. And you pay it on multiple levels. You pay it on the state level, you pay it on the federal level, you pay it on the county level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Right. And so ultimately, that money being exchanged between the government and the people is supposed to be an investment. Like for example, when you pay taxes to your local governments, you're supposed to be having nice roads. That money's supposed to go to your school. That money's supposed to go to all public services. Right? I mean, now the problem is that ultimately the idea of taxation without representation, who has a say in government, who has a say in how that money's spent. I'm talking about these things in based solely on how it's supposed to function. I mean, how we do function for some. Like, we have a lot of the grievances that we have because we niggas. But the government functions exactly how it's supposed to for rich white people, upper middle class white people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it does what it's supposed to do. That's why, I mean, shit, for some, even for some poor white people, it should feel like that's exactly what it's supposed to do.
So the government didn't borrow the money from the Federal Reserve to dish out these stimulus checks.
Well, no, they borrowed they borrowed the money because again, like the only money that they getting in is taxes. So the money that's going out, now the debt that you're talking about, like if we being 100% honest, all of this shit, especially when you're dealing with fiat currency, all of this shit is really just bureaucratic bullshit. Because ultimately, if say somebody was like, all right, we're gonna try to cash in, it wouldn't make sense to.
It's the Illuminati, man. It's the Illuminati, bro. It is what they said it was, bro.
I do believe that the Federal Reserve is ran.
But what do you? But I guess my question is, what are you asking? Like, what are you trying to get to? What's your
no? That's basically all I want to know is, did they borrow the money from the Federal Reserve? That's it.
Think about what you're saying though. Did they borrow money from the Federal Reserve? If the government wanted to, they would just print the shit.
But they can't just print the shit, and the Federal Reserve is not
government. Yeah, the Federal Reserve prints it. They can because of the Constitution.
Hold on, they gave the Federal Reserve that power, though.
Yeah,
they gave the Federal Reserve that power.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, these are the people making the rules for themselves.
The United
States
even
this, because if y'all you've been paying.
The United States of America trades bonds with the Federal Reserve to print U.S. notes. They have to pay that back. They have to pay those bonds. When they say here, that's as simple as it is. The Federal Reserve is a private group of families that started a business and named it Federal. And now they've given the fucking they put the Federal Reserve within the same building that's asking them to trade. Because
But what you have to understand is with the stroke of a pen, that can change. With the stroke of a pen, the relationship with the Federal Reserve,
anything can happen. That's how.
But that's the point. That's the point that I'm making. So, like, yes, the Federal Reserve functions how it functions because it was set up to function that way.
With the stroke of a pen, all nations on Earth can be one. With the stroke of a pen, something that was impossible.
No, bro. Okay, but let's keep it in the context of what we're talking about.
To the stroke of that
you saying that the government owes the Federal Reserve, meaning that it owes this family? Like, nah, it's not. It's set up the Federal Reserve.
Yes, it is.
And you can believe that, right?
So who's the who's the $20 trillion? The $20 trillion that is due, right? I'm pretty sure it's probably more than that. Who is it due to then? Who's it supposed to be paid to?
It's a lot of people that China got most of that debt. So it's a lot of people who we in debt to. But that, like, what you got to understand though is, again, when we having these conversations, a lot of even the conversation of debt is politicized. Like, for example, you heard about the issue with the debt ceiling for 8 years under Obama. Once Obama was elected, it was irresponsible spending. It was a problem here. It was a problem here. Literally, Fox News had a debt ceiling counter above every motherfucking broadcast that they did to be like, look at the debt, look at the debt, look at the debt. But what happened as soon as Donald Trump was elected in office? That shit became irrelevant because it was no longer a political talking point. Because outside of, again, federal bureaucracies, the fucking Federal Reserve, like the question of the debt ceiling, ain't really got shit to do with our everyday lives. Ain't got nothing to do with how we live our fucking lives. Period.
It actually do.
Now, federal, like, monetary.
That's crazy.
Monetary policy. Monetary policy, for example, that shit matters because that depends on how I'm like when our dollar is spent, what we get out of it, right? But all of this shit is manufactured. Like, when we say that the dollar doesn't have any intrinsic value, when you look at that debt, when you look at the trillions, and when you look at that dollar symbol, again, what you see is we agreed on this. I'm agreeing to say that we owe you this debt. That's a contract that ultimately, if it gets to a point where it's no longer something that can be managed that way, I'm gonna make sure that that's no longer a thing.
Now, from my understanding, the this money that we have, right? Say I got, let's say I got $2,000. I got paid $2,000 on my paycheck, right? So that's supposed to be at least 2 ounces of gold that I'm supposed to have. And so it's like a promissory note that they're gonna hold on to my gold that I got, my 2 ounces of gold. In exchange, they giving me this paper.
Bro, where did you get this from?
It's a known fact, bro. The whole point.
No, you ain't allowed to have no.
Where did you get
gold,
bro?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Who told you this? No, don't explain it to me. Explain to me where you got this from.
History.
No.
What history?
No.
Point to a specific moment in history where this declaration is
okay, so the promissory note is supposed to say that I have so much money.
What promissory note, bro?
The dollar.
What promissory note?
The dollar.
Bro, but go back to 1933. Bro.
Yeah, that's what happened with Woodrow Wilson, Taz.
No, that's not Woodrow Wilson. That's FDR.
Bro, I feel like, okay, so you roughly trying to refer to the gold standard, right?
Yeah, the gold exchange, right? That basically,
okay, you know we're no longer
let's get clear, because from my understanding, the gold exchange is this: that the people would trade.
No, listen, your understanding is problematic. So let's start with like actual history.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that we are no longer under the gold standard, right?
I understand that.
Okay, so what you trying to explain that you are owed any gold because you got $1? Is like even like how you trying to? I'm trying to figure out if you know that.
Hold on, is that what he's
saying? No, listen what I'm saying. It's a promissory note. From my understanding, you can correct me if I'm wrong because you.
There's no promises.
Hold on. You think
I ain't trying to stop you from finishing, bro, but there are no promises. It's just a note.
I'm just not focusing on what you're saying, bro. That's why I'm stopping you. So you're saying that the American dollar is backed by gold?
It's supposed to be backed by gold.
No, it's not.
Not since 1913 or 12 or whatever it was.
1913 was the first starting of the siphoning out. By the time 1933 came around, there was nothing there. They started taking people's gold. Then in the 70s, they switched the entire standard.
Yeah, the dollar no longer says the bearer of this tender is allowed this amount in gold. It no longer says that on the dollar. That motherfucker saying, God we trust. That motherfucker ain't backed by shit, bro. That shit is backed by
that's
trust.
Why we call that's why nigga, that's when we say fiat currency, nigga. Everybody in this country just agrees that $1 is worth $1.
Right.
And what does that sound like? $1 is worth $1.
I was gonna say, which is why crypto is starting to gain some power because people are agreeing that it has power. All you need is the agreement that there is a financial benefit to it, and as long as people support that, that's what a financial benefit is. That's how crypto has power now.
Nigga, that's why Dogecoin. That's why niggas is making money on Dogecoin. That shit don't mean nothing. Dogecoin is a limit. It has an unlimited supply, and it was created by a joke. Its only value is the value that the people who spend money on it gives it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You know what I mean? But that's also why, for example, when you look at like Bitcoin, they have a limited supply. There is no unlimited amount of Bitcoin. I think it's only like supposed to be like 300,000 or so Bitcoins that's going to exist. Period. That is an artificial cap that they created that they feel like will help maintain its value and its legitimacy. Dogecoin don't give a fuck. They was like, this shit is just a joke anyway. So the millions that somebody's gonna make off of it, once they dump that shit and it becomes meaningless, another motherfucking crypto gonna come and do the same thing. Because all of this shit is just agreed upon. Fuck, like we just fuck it, okay? Like niggas want you to trip off of the debt. So niggas want you to don't take that shit, man. Take that fucking money. It's your fucking money. It's your fucking money. The fuck you mean you owe the government? You don't owe the government shit. The government just take it. So when they give it back to you, nigga, that's not like, oh, well now you still owe us that. Like, no, motherfucker, here, take some of the shit we took from you. And the reason, and the purpose is, what is it? A stimulus. They want to spark the economy. They want niggas spending money. Businesses are failing. Small businesses have been fucking gutted. And the myth is that it's the small business that makes way, you know what I'm saying, for the larger businesses to flourish. For larger business to come out of that. Niggas is doing bad.
But yeah, I'm just gonna say he right around there because he, you know, when he said Woodrow Wilson, he's just mixing Woodrow Wilson up with FDR, and then that 20 years in between. And like I said, that once they changed the standard, it was all downhill from there. So I mean, there is no promissory notes. All that shit.
I'm getting confused because I know Woodrow Wilson, he got into business with like, who was it? Chase.
Right, the bankers.
He got in business with the bankers, and then they basically came up with the League of Nations, or something like that. Right. And that's where he basically was the president that had to start paying taxes.
Well, he was the implementation of the Federal Reserve. Taxes always been around, though.
Bro, we've always been paying Federal Reserve taxes. What are you talking about, bro? Like, niggas was paying taxes before this. We just paying taxes to somebody else.
Don't forget the country came into existence because of taxes.
Because of fucking taxes, bro.
Look at this shit. No, listen what I'm saying. Like, okay, from my understanding,
bro,
when we went to war, that's when they collected taxes, bro.
Hey, this motherfucker said U.S. savings bonds are considered one of the safest investments because they are backed by the full faith. The full faith. You got to understand, you got to have the full faith and credit of the U.S. government, bro. That shit sound like some bullshit. Hey, hold on.
That's because it is, bro. When they say the full faith, you gotta think about it though. The full faith of the government. As long as this motherfucker around, we're gonna be good.
Full in there though, bro. Like that was it. Faith, complete trust, or
that's gonna lock it in right there.
Listen to this.
Now listen, hold on, you hooking out. Faith though, listen. It says it's backed by faith. Complete trust or confidence in someone or something. So that means if it fails, it's solely because you didn't have full faith in it. If we all would have full faith in it, we was unstoppable. This debt we're in $28 trillion worth of unfaithfulness. We're not in debt. Y'all niggas is sick, bro. Oh shit. Who was here when this shit was agreed to?
Okay, so listen what I'm saying about the taxes. Because from my understanding, taxes we did pay, but it wasn't mandated to pay an income tax like that. Like they collected taxes mostly during the wartime. So let me read this for you, okay? It says state and federal.
What point are you trying
to finish it? Yeah, the damn, nigga. Let me get my damn point out.
Let him get it.
Hold on, but hold on, because he's. I mean, listen.
No, let me just read my thing.
My nigga, hold on, bro, hold on, because you keep bringing it to my attention. So if you're gonna bring it to my attention, explain to me why I'm giving a fuck about what it is that you're reading right now. You keep saying, well, Damo, let me ask you this. Let me read you this. Okay, what the fuck are you asking me for? Like, what is it that you're trying to get?
You said basically like my information is fucked up on the tax situation, right? About
everything that
income tax taken.
Has been incorrect.
Can I finish my statement, please, my brother? My educated brother, man, please finish.
I'm just saying everything that you've introduced has been incorrect.
Do I have the right to finish, my educated brother?
I mean, I don't know what you're doing. I'm just saying, like, every time you say, all right, my information is this, it's been wrong.
Okay, so listen, let me share my screen. Since you say I'm wrong, let me share my screen.
Okay,
hold on.
I've said you've been wrong about multiple things.
Wrong, right? Okay.
I've said you've been wrong about multiple things. So what are you sharing? What is the purpose of what you're sharing? That's what I'm saying. Niggas just be having useless conversations. Niggas been wrong about a lot of things.
So, my educated brother, I can share it now.
And then this educated brothers like, what are you doing, bro? What kind of insecure shit are you displaying right now?
Brother, nobody's insecure over here. Okay, thank you. Just you want to be super serious and shit.
Watch this shit mean nothing.
Okay. Now, from my information, like I said, we used to pay taxes mostly during the wartime. Income taxes was not mandated until like Woodrow Wilson. He was the president that mandated the shit. So listen to this. State and federal inheritance tax began after 1900s, while the state, but not the federal government, began collecting sales tax in the 1930s. The United States imposed income tax briefly during Civil War. And in the 1890s, in 1913, the 16th Amendment was ratified and permanently legalizing an income tax.
Bro, you did. What are you proving? We wasn't even fucking talking about fucking income tax.
Brother, first of all, when I said about the tax situation, you talking to me like I'm just like,
okay, let's talk.
My
let's
information
put it in
is
context.
wrong. Now you want to damn deflect and say something else like, yo,
no. I'm not deflecting. I'm not deflecting because let's start from the top.
My information was wrong.
You asked. You said
that damn Woodrow Wilson is the person who came up with the
nigga. You asked about the fucking gold standard.
So stop it, bro.
You were talking,
bro. Stop it,
Stop
bro.
gaslighting,
bro.
Man,
hold on.
Stop gaslighting, bro. Fuck wrong with you?
Taz, was this nigga talking about the fucking gold standard?
Yeah, I thought we were talking about the gold standard.
Hey, listen,
help me understand when the fuck income taxes.
Many talking points.
Hold on. I ain't talking to you. Explain to me when income taxes.
Hold on. Yahukanai asks, is taxes used to pay off the debt? That's what he asked. But then the nigga made the comment about, so if we trade all our money here for our gold, which dominated that. But his initial point was, don't we pay off? He asked you it twice and you said, that's the only thing we can. So now he's gone back to his initial conversation.
But hold on, that's my point though. Hold on, but see, this is like you can try to save him, Suave.
Now hold up, Suave. When I said something about the taxes wasn't mandated, right? Until the 1930s and shit, right? Didn't the nigga say my information was wrong? Yes, you did. You did say my information was wrong.
What the fuck he was talking about? Inconsistent.
He said I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about, right?
Now,
did I just solidify what I was talking about, bro? So you was wrong, nigga.
Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna show you how stupid you are.
You was wrong, nigga.
Go ahead.
You was wrong, nigga. Shit, you more educated in political science, but I went to school for political science as well. I went to college for the shit, nigga. You more educated in there. You more educated because you got the degree. I didn't get the degree. So I do know some shit about political science. I knew what the fuck I was talking about. You tried to gaslight me. You said I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. You was wrong. Just say you was wrong, Domo. It's cool, bruh. Because the government, we didn't start paying taxes like that. Only time we was paying taxes was when war started popping off. It was Woodrow Wilson who mandated that income tax shit, nigga. I was right, you was wrong. That's it, nigga.
Are you done? Alright. This stupid motherfucker asked me about a promissory note attached to fucking gold. When we were trying to figure out what the fuck he was talking about, he brought up Woodrow Wilson to confirm his information about a promissory note attached to gold. What we began to then explain to him is that the gold standard and the fall of the gold standard was not associated with Woodrow Wilson. That's not where that shit came from. You ain't even in the right time period in what you fucking talking about. For you to bring up Woodrow Wilson and then say you were right about your information on income tax, nigga, Nigga, the income tax conversation wasn't even fucking relevant. Nobody even mentioned the word fucking income tax until you started reading some irrelevant fucking shit. I don't give a fuck what school you went to. I don't care. I don't give a fuck about your educational background. You shouldn't give a fuck about my educational background. But what's documented on this fucking conversation is you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You displayed your ignorance, and now you're trying to cover it up by grandstanding and really engaging in that homonyms, talking about my fucking who's educated and who's fucking not. You know, the only person that talks about that compares the education of the two people when that ain't got nothing to fuck to do with the conversation, the dumb person does it. The dumb person does that. Yeah. Yeah. That's who does it. The person who feels less educated. The person who feels like they got something to prove is the one who brings up educational background and resumes. Because at the end of the day, you learn something. Nigga. So you could try to run around with this, and I proved what I was saying. No, you didn't. You just read some irrelevant shit after you Googled Woodrow Wilson and some shit about income tax. Ain't nobody stupid here, bro. You just displaying your stupidity. And it will behoove you to not try to display that shit in conversations with me, because I'm going to let you have it. I'm going to show you how stupid you are. Nigga, you kept saying, well, Damo, let me ask you this. Damo, explain this. And when I explained it to your goofy ass, you fucking got confused. You wanted to prove a point. You wanted to fit in, nigga.
Everybody saw that.
You ain't got nothing to prove to Damo. You ain't got nothing to prove to nobody else on here. If you curious about some shit, pick up game and keep it pushing. All of this grandstanding bullshit that you trying to do, bro, I mean, I don't know for what reason. You can keep that shit. You sounded stupid. You got corrected. Now move the fuck on, bro.
You done? So listen here, you superstitious,
I'm not done.
patronizing, imbecilic bitch.
I'm not done.
Use my fucking wrong. You got busted, nigga. Don't play me. You got busted. You had really talking points, my nigga. And like Taz said, I was in the right area. It's just that I was a little bit off because I thought it was Woodrow Wilson. He said it was FDR. So that's cool, my nigga. But you got busted. You're gaslighting, immature, insecure, educated little pussy, my nigga. Don't fuck with me, nigga. I'll take your toenails off and stick it in your fucking ear. Don't play with me, nigga. Don't fuck with me, my nigga. As you being stupid, I'm far from that, bro. I know I'm intelligent. Now, there's a lot of people on this panel that's more educated than me, and I don't mind admitting that some people have further education than I do. But you don't know shit that you think you know, nigga. And you've been getting bitched out, punked out since you've been here, my nigga. So don't play with me, Damo. You hear me, Damo?
All the niggas that do this type of shit is over there. All the niggas that do this type of shit is been moved around.
Don't play with me, nigga. You filibuster because you look stupid, nigga. Because you tried to come over here and patronize, be sarcastic, and all that shit, nigga.
You
and you got your damn panties pulled up, nigga. Get your panties out your ass, little bitch. Get them out your ass, little bitch.
Hey. Watch that bitch word, bro.
I won't call him that no more, you little homo.
No. Let's figure out. Let's figure out how we got here. Let's figure out how we got here.
That's what you mad? Because I showed you for the
Let's do it like this.
Yo, peace.
You was lucky that I dropped out the league, bro. Because I was gonna slap you so bad.
Y'all about to say abuse.
I was gonna rip you apart, my brother.
Because here you go. I dropped the link. My bad. Hold on. Let me mute Domo too. Make me feel better. What's up, y'all? Rock?
Hey, I just wanted to come over here and say, man, you had a solid show going, man, and I like when you do these types of shows, and the way you quarterback the show, hosting the show, because it's a lot being said where we don't have, there's no intellectualism being discussed over here. But you proved that wrong with this conversation. I know it just took a little detour, but at the end of the day, man, this is it's a pretty good deal. People can actually learn and get some knowledge from. I also liked your conversation earlier, man, on the Bible. You know, I ain't got no pushback. Not that I agree with everything you were saying, but I ain't got no pushback. I just thought it was a very interesting topic.
Appreciate the conversation. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I appreciate the level of conversation. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where we need to be a lot more with these conversations on here, because you know, it just adds more validity and credibility to the channel. And then you see the channel grow. You know,
right, well, that's great, man. Let's get back to fighting.
Yeah, now see,
I like that shit. I like that shit. Hold on,
now, see, we gotta get Taz. See, we gotta get Taz. We gotta get Taz his little argument corner. You just come on and get it in. But shout out to you, Hukanon and Domo Go. Shout out to you, Lance. I appreciate you being quiet and not saying a goddamn word. Peace to y'all, family. I'm listening. I'm falling back.
Appreciate it. They say gold standard is archaic, like trading cows for some of your chickens. Economic philosophy evolved with technology. Okay, I get that, but why that mean that it can't be backed by gold or something that I can take on the road and make sure that even if the world reset, my people will be okay in some type of manner? It shouldn't be left up to, hey, I had some natural resources, and now I have a faith-based currency. How does that transition? And then to the point where it's like, this is, oh, hold on, okay. Now this is reparations from God. That motherfucker said, fuck what I have them crackers in. Give me my stimmies. Man, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Bad Ak Malak back. What's good, Ak?
What's good?
Man, same shit. Taz wanna argue. Shit.
Well, yeah, I got somebody that got some fucking common sense, though, not no stupid motherfucker like
well, then you don't need to be talking because you stupid. You a stupid motherfucker.
Go get you a Bible.
All right, my bad. Okay. I'll try again.
The motherfucking Bible.
Reset. The 16th. We got
fucking religious zealot.
Versus.
What the fuck would you be able to do with me, nigga, in any debate, nigga? Try to make your weak ass to the finals and see if you can get to me, nigga. You a cornball. This your last motherfucker. Ain't you on the fucking countdown? Matter of fact, what's today? Your debate on the 16th, right? Today the 13th. You within 72 hours of your death, nigga. Dead man walking. Same way I told your motherfucking uncle. So get it in today because it's the last motherfucking day you're going to be on this bitch with relevance. You're almost gone. I don't even know why the fuck you even on here. Should have stayed hidden like your uncle did. Did he leave?
I don't know what the fuck he doing. Alright, that's what's up. Hold on. Who's sharing their screen? Dog? What that say? YouTube.
Hold on, yeah, we got to get into this. We about to get into this.
Right, say I got let's say I got $2,000. I got paid $2,000 on my paycheck, right?
Nigga, you ain't gonna make it back.
That's supposed to be at least 2 ounces of gold that I'm supposed to have. And so it's like a promissory note that we're gonna hold on to my gold that I got.
Okay, so y'all hear him talking about this promissory note, right?
Yeah.
Okay, niggas hear the stupidity. A promissory note, but niggas is being nice about it.
Things. You butthurt, nigga, because I set you up with the income tax, nigga. In exchange,
get out of here, bro. See, he's asking about 2 ounces of
the income tax.
Because you were.
But listen, hold on. I want to see. I want y'all help me. I want to see where we hear anything about income tax.
Oh, I'm just hurt.
I want to hear any y'all listen. Y'all understand. Let's see if we see anything.
The grown man draws on, bro. This paper, where did you get this from? It's a known fact, bro.
Now he said it's a known fact that promissory notes is attached to gold. He said it's a known fact. Go back and rewind that. When I asked him, where did you get that from? He said it's a known fact. Let's continue.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, don't explain it to me. Explain to me where you got this from.
History. No, it's biblical.
When I'm asking him to explain to me where he got the information that this was a promissory note that's connected to gold, he said he got it from history. All right, let's continue.
Listen, you bro. Look at you, bro.
Point to a specific moment in history where this declaration.
Okay, so the promissory note is supposed to say that I have so much money.
Promissory note, bro.
The dollar.
Promissory note.
The dollar.
Go back to 1933.
New stream started. Head over to the new stream. I'm ending this one. Appreciate y'all. Shalom, Black Power. Peace.